I don't think your issue was really that you were trash.
It was timing, bro. It was
I
just
think
fucking
you would
timing.
just be wrong place, wrong time a lot.
And now, bro, I don't leave the hood unless I got a gun on me. So if I get caught lacking, I get caught lacking then, you know? No, actually, it's not, you know, because if I get caught lacking, I'm going out blowing my fucking gun. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you streaming?
You just started it.
No.
Oh, shit.
Ain't that easy? That's your setup, bro.
Yeah.
What's that? Is this just a light or is that a camera?
You can put your phone here and stream. And you can do this. It's dark here. So you can put your phone here. I don't know if you can see this. I'm a bad cameraman.
Next World Championship. Kawasaki's Chase Sexton got his season back on track last weekend in Anaheim, earning his first win of the season and 17th all-time. Can he keep the momentum on his side and push towards winning the most coveted trophy in Super Motocross? Or does someone else step up? We're going to find out right here today on Race Day Live. Hello everyone, welcome inside NRG Stadium. Justin Brayton here alongside Adam Cianciarillo, and we've got a great show lined up for you guys today where qualifying is going to be more important than it has been all season long. We're going Triple Crown racing, Triple Crown race format here today, and Adam, we've done these before, and you really have to set the tone early here in qualifying.
Well, the word of the day, JB, is intensity, and that's what you need at these Triple Crowns, not only in the three main events tonight, but right here in qualifying. As you see on your screen, only top 18 go, and that's hard to do. So a lot of times we talk about the different strategies these guys play in qualifying. There's no strategy, but just a full court press. It's all out intensity early here in Houston.
And if you do qualify inside that top 18, that will be your gate pick for race number one. So it is so important to set the tone here early. 3 races in each classes moving forward. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have the LCQs live right here on Race Day Live, so that's going to be fun. But knowing the schedule, knowing the format, in your opinion, Adam, does it suit anyone in particular in the 450 class?
Well, it's hard to argue with Eli Tomac's record in the Triple Crowns, but I want to talk about Hunter Lawrence. 2 consecutive second-place finishes, and I love what he said on the podium last week to JT. He owned it. He knows he's got to get a little faster at the beginning of these races, but I've already seen this season so much growth from him in that area through 3 rounds, and one of the things I love about Hunter,
You fam.
he's so calm, so level-headed, and that allows him to make good late race decisions. We know he's one of the best starters in the game, JB. I think he's there. I think tonight is tonight for the 96.
Oh, how special that would be to witness Hunter Lawrence getting his first ever 450 career victory right here in Houston at a Triple Crown race. That will be something special. That's the 450 class. Now let's talk 250s. Hayden Deegan has won the last 2 weekends. He's got a 9-point lead in this Western Division. More on the 250 class. Let's go down trackside to Haley Shanley and Lurch. Haley?
Yeah, a career revived for another rider, that is Michael Mosman. Now he has reestablished himself in this championship and has done so rather under the radar, and that's a place he says he's comfortable in. You know, after 3 rounds, Michael is second in the points. Solid starts, consistency, and perhaps above all, proof that he belongs in the front pack. You can see there he's battling with his teammate, current points leader, Hayden Deegan. So Michael has provided us some of the class's premier battles that we've seen over the course of the first 3 rounds. So if he keeps it up, that is rides like this, he may find himself at a crossroads. That crossroads being between Under the Radar Avenue and Target on Your Back streets. And mind you, this is all coming after just a few years ago when Michael and his doctors were faced with what was believed to be a career-ending injury. So also what we're seeing right now, this revival or resurgence, it's really a story coming full circle for Michael Mosman. But Lurch, another rider who's making a very strong case for the podium is...
Next time,
we can't refute ourselves by not mentioning the Rockstar Husqvarna ride, the number 34 of Rider D. When you look at it, 2 podiums this year. He's 4th in points. And I asked him yesterday, I said, what is the difference? There's a different feeling here in 26 than it was last year. He goes, no, I have the same feeling that I had back 5 years ago when he was an amateur. He had great results, a lot of confidence, and a lot of talent. Now that he's in the 250 class here on the pro side, he said talent is one thing, but it also comes down to training, and he knows you have to be all in if you're going to be successful. And we've seen a lot of success for him. Guys, I'm going to keep my eye on Rider D.
Yeah, thank you guys. Those two are definitely ones to watch. Another one to watch here today is Hayden Deegan. 2 races now, won the past 2 weekends, 9-point lead. But AC, keys to this 250 class.
Well, you said it. Hayden Deegan has taken firm control of this championship, and it's really just been dominant speed. He's the guy that can get a bad start, rip through the field, still win the race. So I think the biggest challenge for Hayden is going to be staying engaged in this championship. He's got so much confidence. He's so fast that sometimes it's easy to get a little bored, but I expect him to do more of the same tonight. And if you're Max Anstey, been losing points the last couple weekends, if you want to get back in this championship, it starts right here. He cannot afford to lose any more points. And the last guy I want to talk about here, Hunter Yoder on the Club MX Yamaha. He's been unbelievable to start the year, top 10 last weekend. And I really had a great amateur career. He was on the Factory Geico program before that went away. And just cool to see him on a good team, getting a shot and making the most of it.
Yeah, Hunter's been riding really well as of late. Remember, Hayden Deegan made his Supercross debut right here in Houston in 2023 and was able to get 4th place that night in one of the most iconic Instagram reels of all time. That turn that he had, the lean angle that he creates, we've talked about it a lot, but the lean angle Hayden Deegan has in his corners, when there's a rut, is next level.
It's, and really, I talk about this a lot with Hayden, but it doesn't matter what the condition is. You know, a lot of times guys come in and they're a little raw with their talent. They're not super refined, but that's what makes Hayden Deegan special. He's been so refined from such a young age, does a great job adapting to the conditions, and looks like he's already having a good time out there, JB.
Oh yeah, already going fast as this 250 Group A qualifier is fueled by Kroger. Big triple out of that turn right there. He's going to be able to go triple again. Long lanes here in Houston, Adam. They put a little topsoil, a little sand on top of the hard pack here, and it looks like it's holding some moisture well.
Yeah, I think that's what the SMX track crew kind of had in mind. You see the base here in Houston is pretty hard, so they add a little bit of sand, and you already see it starting to berm up a lot. But I would watch for that sand. Sometimes when they just put it on top like that, over the course of the day, the sand will get pushed further and further off the track. I would expect that to happen tonight, and it gets slicker and slicker as the day goes on.
Remember how important qualifying is here today. That's how we started the show. However they qualify is how they're going to go to the gate for main 1, race 1 later on tonight as Hayden gets that triple over the 5-footer out of that turn.
And let's see if he can get this next triple. You see that pocket right there, hard to tell on your TV screen, but it's not a full-sized 3-footer. So these guys are going to have to make that, especially on a 250, make that first triple clean, maybe get a little seat bounce to make the next one.
Ever so important right here. There you see the 61 of Max Anstey. Love how these corners are shaping up. Guys railing all the way around. They're going to start cutting down as well. Triple out of that corner. Then this next rhythm lane right here, you're going to go triple on, off, and then some guys going table over both of those singles. So really every rhythm lane, as Hayden Deegan throws down a 48.4 and goes to the top. But both of these rhythm lanes on this track, or really all 3 of them, going to present their challenges, especially how intense these guys are going to be early on in these races later on tonight.
And even watching press riding yesterday, we saw a lot of guys experiment with a bunch of different rhythm sections. Both long rhythm sections on the edges of the track are pretty technical. There's a lot of ways to do it, as you see Michael Mosman riding high off a great 2nd place last weekend. He looks great, but you see right there, hard on the 250 to cut down in that left-hand corner and still make that triple out.
Don't you love Mosman's attitude there? You see somebody down right there. Not sure who that rider is.
Maybe
Some yellow flags. But how about Mosman's attitude? You know, sitting down with him at media days a month before the season starts, he was talking about how great he felt, and you've mentioned it before. He's just honest. He was like, I don't feel the best I've ever felt. Maybe second best in my career. Well, he's proven he does feel great. 2 podiums on the season so far.
Yeah, and one of the most interesting personalities in the sport. He's so intelligent, authentic, and just an easy guy to root for. And as Haley did a great job explaining in the Open, I love that story. He thought his career was over. He gets another shot with Star. Now he's a fixture on the podium. It's cool to see, after being down like that, and you've been there as a rider, I've been there as a rider, to see someone come back and be up in the mix. It's a cool story to follow.
Yeah, Mosman, this will be his 11th Triple Crown, and he's averaged 7.7 in qualifying, doing much better than that so far here today. He's second behind his teammate Hayden Deegan. Now, these guys ride together during the week, so they know each other's level. McAdoo third, right there, and Anstey fourth. How about Levi Kitchen? Another tough weekend a week ago. Goes down off the start again. Mentioned his elbow or couldn't feel his arm, so he pulled it in, but glad to see the 47 back out. And he's going to be a factor here today, no doubt.
He is going to be a factor. He's just got to get through the first turn, JB. He's been riding unbelievable this year, and I'm on record. I've said it many times on this show. From a riding standpoint, I think this is the best Levi Kitchen has ever been. And now you just have to get through the first turn, put yourself up front, execute on race day. But I have no doubt if the 47 finds the front of the race in these main events tonight, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
We are under a red flag right now. They've stopped this qualifying practice in this West Group A. Let's go down trackside to check in with Haley.
Thank you, guys. And one of those downed riders, that was Robbie Wageman on the 237 Yamaha. I see him. He's just past the mechanics area. That bike is pointed towards the tunnel, which signals to me that he may be calling it a session and heading back to that paddock. But he did get up pretty soon after that they threw that flag. So that's a good sign for Robbie Wageman. We hope to see him in that next one. But it looks like there's some rear end damage, maybe to the subframe of that motorcycle.
Thank you for the update, Haley. Glad to see Wageman up and okay. A little damage to the subframe, but no harm, no foul. He's all good?
All good. Good to see him up. Robbie's a great rider. Did some training with him years back. Really good rider. Glad to see he's okay. But, JB, I'm stoked about the tracks we've had so far in 2026. Everyone has been kind of unique, different soil. This one, a couple long rhythm section with some different options. We're going to see guys doing different stuff all night long. I'm excited.
Well, and let's be honest, you and I were down on the track yesterday, and what were we talking about? Just how big these rhythm lanes were. I mean, I've done almost 200 Supercrosses in my career. You've done a lot as well, and every time we walk on these tracks this year, it's been like, these are technical, these are big, these are challenging for each and every one of these racers.
They are, and even this rhythm section you see RJ rolling through right now, it just difficult, really short, steep transitions. We've seen a lot on the 3-footers so far this season that's given these guys some fits.
Cameron McAdoo on your screen right there. Ran top 3 at Anaheim 2 a week ago. Ryder D in an impressive ride was able to get him late. And honestly, AC, you don't see that often. McAdoo's one of the most fit guys out there. He's determined, but shout out to Ryder D, was able to pass McAdoo late. But also, Cameron's riding well as well.
Cameron is riding great, but it is a testament. Cameron was riding well. It's a testament to how good Ryder D. I really think he's made, as Lurch said, such a big step this year. We know the story, him winning as an amateur, but he's really turned a corner, and you can tell he's just more aggressive, more confident, and he knows he's a podium guy now.
McAdoo 3 out of that corner at that jump is big. You're going off of a 3-footer over a 5-footer. Let's see if he can get this triple out of the corner right here. Triple. Does he go triple again? That's fast.
Ooh, it's fast, but you see how even with the track being a little smooth right now, Cameron made that first triple perfect. Still pretty difficult out of that shallow pocket to get that next triple. So for these 250 guys, as the track breaks down, they're going to have to be really on it in terms of positioning on the bike coming out of that corner to make sure they can get both triples.
And he made that rhythm lane right there before the finish line look really easy, but that's the most difficult one as he throws down a time. Let's see if he betters his 49.3. He does not. He goes, wow, how about 49.4?
His best lap time is a 49.347. He just threw down a 49.348. McAdoo's consistent today.
He's backing him up. Hayden Deegan fastest so far as McAdoo's going for another one.
And that's what you have to watch. On a 250, you're giving it so much gas out of the turn to make that first triple. You saw McAdoo's front end get a little light, and he kind of went over to the left-hand side of the track. So another little tidbit here on the 250s. Got to keep it in a straight line out of the turns.
And you notice how intense these guys are being already right off the bat. They're throwing down. This matters so much. These qualifying sessions are the most important of the season as we're going Triple Crown racing. Hunter Yoder on your screen rails that turn right there, and Yoder's top 5 so far. He's 5th with a 49.1, and he's showing it.
I don't think we've even begun to scratch the surface of what Hunter Yoder can do. I mean, we forget as an amateur, this guy had a full guaranteed pro ride, and you don't get that. You don't luck into something like that. This guy has some serious skill. He's always been a very aggressive and confident rider regardless of his results. So I'm kind of interested to see what a little bit of confidence. He's got some momentum rolling in his direction now. I'm interested to see just how good Hunter Yoder could be.
As Ryder D goes to the top, 48.2. He betters Hayden Deegan by 1/10 of a second. And shout out to Dylan Schwartz, the number 42, right there in the top 5 as Kitchen's going for a fast one.
And you see, it's kind of an interesting section there. After the finish line, you go out onto the start straight, but you're still turning kind of as you enter the whoop. So something to keep an eye on. Little things like that make a track very difficult to connect and to find a flow on.
Let's see what Levi can throw down right here. He's got a little bit of traffic. Can he get triple? He does not get triple out of that turn. It's not going to be faster than what he has on the board right now with that 48.7.
But he still, you see in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, just went from 3/10 up to 1/10 down and missing that triple. See, he gets the backside of that table perfectly, and that's another one of those shallow pockets, that 3-footer over that 5-footer into the turn.
Kitchen does better his 48.7 by 2/10, 48.5. So that lap time would have been really fast, AC, if he would have nailed that rhythm lane.
He would. Looks like the number 1's on a heater here. Look at that corner speed, JB. You called it, man.
Unbelievable. He goes to the top, 47.5, folks.
Wow.
First one into the 47s, and he says, you know what, I'm going to go 47.5 to Ryder D's 48.2.
It really reminds me a lot of Eli Tomac, how much he leans the bike over in the turns, how much roll speed he carries. He lets off the brakes and lets the rut slow him down, just leans it over. But let's see, Ryder D's trying to retaliate.
And you know he knows that he's second, so there's a big jumbo board in the middle of the track that shows where you are. Ryder D saw himself up in first. He knows that Hayden Deegan jumped him right there, and he needs a little more time.
Did you see that right there? He went really low in that right-hand bowl corner and still was able to get that triple out. And you can tell, watching Ryder D ride, this is a different guy than we've seen in his entire pro career so far. I don't think he's ever had more confidence in his life in the professional ranks than he does right now.
And you can tell the belief, right? Just what you're saying, the belief that he has as he stands right there. A lot of guys are sitting that. I love how he's standing. Nails that corner before the finish. What does he do? 47.7, only 2/10 off of Hayden Deegan.
You watch that lap, JB, and it's difficult as we see some yellow flags. Got the 173 down there. We watch that lap, and you're like, how do you go any faster than that? Testament to what Hayden Deegan's doing right now.
Yeah, no doubt, as we got Max Anstey on screen, get held up a little bit there as he was on a fast lap. But it goes Deegan, DeFrancesco, Moseman in a solid lap time, Levi Kitchen, and Max Anstey. That's a crowded, stacked top 5 right there.
And how about that? Looks like Hayden Deegan helping out Hunter Yoder there. Hunter was trapped under the bike. That's super cool to see Hayden stop like that. He's out there doing his job on a mission. Still takes some time. It's a little easier when you're P1 on the board. Makes you a little stress-free, but cool to see Hayden helping him out.
Yeah, mad respect to Hayden right there, helping out his fellow competitors as Levi Kitchen is on a fast lap. 3 out of the turn. McAdoo right behind him. McAdoo's got a toe right here on his teammate.
See, they both going. I don't like that line. I don't like all the way around the top of the corner. Kind of preferred Ryder D's line. Stay low, triple. See, McAdoo comes up a little short on that 3. That'll be the end of his fast lap, but Levi still thinks he has a chance here.
Well, and talk about just staying just a little bit lower. You could be 2 feet lower in a turn, and that could be a 1/10 or 2, and that adds up, right? I mean, Ryder D's only second by 2/10 of a second right now.
Absolutely, and then the tall part of the corner, that's not going to be a race line come main event time, because they will be lower and lower because the dirt's a little soft and you'll see some ruts. So I like the low line. If you're still able to get that triple out, I love going low in that right-hand bowl corner.
Kitchen with a 48.0. That was his fastest on that last lap. Mosman fourth, Anstey fifth. But Hayden Deegan throws down. He sets the tone early, 47.5. But how about Ryder D? You can just tell the belief that he has in himself. He's a championship contender. There's no doubt about it here on the Western Division. Kitchen with a solid one. Mosiman and Anstey round out your top five with a 49.0. We're going to catch up with the 1W when we come back.
When I said I wanted to be a roarball player, everyone thought I was tripping.
Wait, a goat? You're too small.
Wanna bet? Night.
GOAT. Rated PG. See it early. February 7th.
Intensity doesn't ask for permission. In the fit, it's presence. On the turf, it's power. In the gym, that's discipline. In the shadows, under pressure, off the clock. There's no on or off. It's just who I am.
I've been planning this for a long time, Sydney. Your daughter is the same age you were when this all started.
Is your mom gonna let you out of your cage tonight?
You thought you could protect her.
Welcome back to Race Day Live, presented by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and he is on a roll with 4 in a row. Back at the place where it all began, his debut was made here in 2023, and Hayden, with all this time away from Houston, you seem to have found your footing really quickly in that session. Was that the case?
Yeah, tracks, the turns are quite slick because they added a little bit of sand. I'm sure it'll be good by the main event and stuff, but yeah, it's a little slippery out there, but man, it's a fun track. I'm enjoying it, so I'm ready to have a good night.
See if you can keep it going in that second session. Hayden Deegan.
Thank you, Haley. Hayden looking good here early in Houston. Triple Crown race format, so qualifying is ever so important. And here we go. The 450 qualifier number 1 in Group A. There's your defending champ right there, Cooper Webb. But AC, keys to this 450 class.
Well, I've got Cooper Webb on a mission, and I don't know if you noticed this or not last week, JB. He fell down again, ended up top 5, but he was right there on the edge of the lead pack. And to me, I've never seen Cooper Webb ride with so much anger and intensity. So I really think Cooper is going to turn it around here soon. He has the speed, just has to execute a full main event with no mistakes. I expect it for him to get back on the right track. And Ken Roxon, 8th place last weekend, fell down early in that main event. And we know he sees himself as a championship contender, so he needs to get the train back on the tracks right here, and it's a perfect spot for the 94. We know how good he is in the opening laps. These shorter races will play into his favor. And then finally, what we talked about at the open of the show, Hunter Lawrence, dream start to the season. He's done everything but win, but he's answered a lot of my questions, and I'm firmly ready to say that the 96 is a championship contender, and he's here to stay.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Can Hunter Lawrence get his first win of his young 450 career? Goes over that tabletop triple, double, triple, just kind of getting things down here. It's 450 Group A qualifier. We're fueled by Kroger here at round 4.
And you heard Hayden Deegan on the podium talk about the turns being a little slick. because of that sand, oftentimes when they just throw sand on top, dirt becomes a little loose, can make the front end, the rear end a little nervous. So expect these guys to be searching for traction, trying to find the smoothest rut possible.
Well, Hayden was mentioning there in his interview with Haley how fun the track was, and you and I were just mentioning at commercial. The track looks really fun, but it's going to be intense with how much traction they have. So it's going to be difficult. And like we've said, it starts early here. You have to set the tone early, as qualifying determines your gate pick for these types of guys like Hunter. And gate pick, it's always crucial.
It is, and I think there are a couple areas of this track that are technical, but for the most part, I think it's probably a bit of an easier track for these guys, which means you cannot afford to make mistakes. The margins are going to be razor thin. That means these guys got to get a great practice, get a good gate pick so they can get a good start in the first main, because if you come out and you don't do what you're supposed to do in qualifying, that could potentially set back your entire night. So these guys got to go right now.
Well, this guy did what he was supposed to do a week ago, qualified fastest at Anaheim 2, was out front leading the heat race, makes a mistake in the sand, goes down, totally redeems himself in that main event and wins, kind of going away there on the number 4. Monster Energy Kawasaki of Chase Sexton. He looked good a week ago.
We're never surprised when Chase goes out there and rides like that and wins a race, and I was really impressed. Look, he was pretty vocal about some of his struggles on KTM, and anytime you go to a new team, you're going to feel some pressure from the fans, from yourself, from your circle of saying, oh, well, do we have the problem figured out? And just the way he was able to bounce back after a couple mistakes in the opening rounds, thought he got to the lead, backed it down, rode within himself. Chase Sexton is going to win many more of these main events by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. How about this guy? He's won two for two to start the year, on the podium a week ago at Anaheim 2. As he goes roll triple. I love that line right there. But how about the 3 in this Red Bull KTM?
I mean, I know we're all kind of victim to recency bias a bit, but I don't think I've ever seen Eli look. I've seen him look this fast, but the speed is so repeatable. It looks easier for him to go that top end pace, and I think that allows him to make less mistakes because it takes less effort. I'm running out of adjectives for Eli Tomac. He's been unbelievable, and right now he's the guy they're all chasing. He's got the red plate.
Talk about unbelievable. The first 2 rounds started out on the podium for the 94 of Ken Roczen. 1 week ago, down early, lap 1 or 2 he was down. He was nearly dead last, comes all the way back to 8th in a ride that he was pretty happy with. So you have to love where Ken Roczen's at with his team, with his motorcycle, very comfortable, and with a Triple Crown format. Look, Kenny swept one of these before, so he's going to be a factor here today.
Well, he's normally really good out of the gate, and there is nobody on the track right now that is fast as Ken Roczen in the opening laps. What I opened the show with, word of the day, is intensity as Ken goes to the top 47.6. There's nobody better at intense dirt bike racing than Ken Roczen. He's so good in the opening laps, getting in good position, so I'd be hard-pressed to think he would be off the podium this evening.
Yeah, no doubt. He has looked great all season long. How about Cooper Webb? Struggling a little bit to start the season, and yet he is yet to crack the top 5 in any session this year, as he's 6th right now. And once again, gate pick being so crucial, he looks to be on a good one right now.
And as you see Cooper Webb go all the way to the inside of that berm before the rhythm section to get that triple out, makes just a small mistake right there, and that's something we saw yesterday, JB. The backside of that table entering that rhythm section is very steep. It's hard to downside. You almost have to take your time coming out of the turn to make sure you get the downside so you can get those next 2 triples.
And the hard thing about Cooper Webb is, and you touched on it, he's been riding great. Results don't quite equate to the way he's actually riding. So if he can get out of the gate, get some good starts, he's going to be up there and mix it up with this guy right here of Chase Sexton.
I didn't think watching Chase through the whoops that pass, they must already be breaking down a fair bit because you saw the rear end kind of going side to side. I'd imagine he's going to be in the mechanics area here in the next couple laps trying to sort that out.
He goes triple out of the corner, triple onto the table, off. We did see one guy yesterday on press go all the way out. Haven't seen anyone do it here in qualifying it so far, but this is the section that Webb made a mistake. You got to get over this table. Chase does it nice.
It's just such a steep and short downside, and even right there you see him come up short. I don't think this is a full fast lap from Chase. I think he's working into it a little bit. I expect this lap to be a little more at speed.
Someone was down right there, but how about this man? Joey Savacci, he gets a top 5 in San Diego. He goes 6th 1 week ago and really passed his way up to 6th. But this team, this Quad Lock Honda team and Joey Savacci seems to be really jiving right now.
And when you watch him, when he's near the top 5, he doesn't look out of place at all. And I think you and I know how good Joey is as a rider, as a racer. It's cool to see him executing on Saturdays. He's going to be a top 5 guy. He's kind of put himself in position to be a top 5 guy full time.
Let's see if Chase can get this section right here. This lap he goes over triple. He nails it that time. Let's see what this lap time is going to be. He's 10th right now with a 48.7. Let's see if the 4 can go to the top 5. He does. 5th place, 48.1.
What we saw the lap before we saw from Chase, I just saw a couple little mistakes, a couple things on the bike he could probably get a little better. You see Eli Tomac going roll inside there, triples out, takes his time, gets over that tabletop. And right here, that's another one of those shallow pockets. So if you come up a little short, you go a little long, it's going to be difficult to get that next 3.
That last turn right there from Eli was unbelievable. Eli Tomac on the number 3 Red Bull KTM. He goes to the top, 47.1 by half a second, AC.
Unbelievable. And Eli Tomac, you give him this condition with some traction. We talk about Hayden Deegan in the turns and traction. Eli Tomac is the OG in the turns, on the gas early, leaning the bike over. He's got the head tilted. You know the 3's here to play.
So Tomac went roll triple right there. Webb stands through the turn and goes double, goes over the table, triple. He gets that next triple. Let's see what this time is for Cooper Webb. Can he better his 47.9? He does. P2 for Cooper Webb, 47.6.
That's a statement from Cooper Webb. He's not a guy that really goes all out in qualifying, but the Triple Crown makes you come out here and carry some intensity, and obviously he wants to get the day started in a good direction. See, Justin Cooper just knocked his teammate Cooper Webb back to P3, but Justin Cooper, 47.4. We have a Jay Coop sighting, JB.
He is here along with his teammate Cooper Webb, Ken Roxon, Hunter Lawrence in the top 5. What can this man do right here? Chase Sexton, fastest qualifier at Anaheim 2 a week ago, sitting 7th right now. You know Chase isn't happy with that 7.
No, absolutely not. And what I'm seeing from Chase, he's normally one of the best guys in the turns, but I'm just seeing a little bit of, we saw it at that left-hand corner before the long rhythm section, just a little hesitation in his turns, but still 47.2, and I don't think he's completely comfortable yet.
Goes to 2nd as Jorge Prado goes to 3rd. These guys are absolutely going for it. Is there a 46 out there? Can we see a 46 today here in Houston? Tomac on top with that 47.1. His teammate goes 3rd, 47.3. And we've talked about Jorge Prado a lot this week. Look, he's won 2 heat races already this season. Shorter races here today. One of the best starters in the world. Can Prado get a win today? Can he win one of these races?
I think he can. I think he can. I mean, Jorge is so much better. He rides so much better when he gets a good start and when he's at the front of the field. And I think, look, if he gets a whole shot in one of these main events and he has Eli Tomac, Ken Roxon, and Chase Sexton right behind him, do I think he's going to win? Probably not. He's going to need a little help, but that's fine. He's still early in his Supercross development, but so far for Jorge Prado, A+ across the board. I think he's opened a lot of eyes so far in 26.
And when you talk about results not adding up to the way you've been riding, Justin Cooper has been riding great this season. Results, not so much. Haley, you have more on Jay Coop?
Yes, precisely that. Because in that same conversation of good starts, this is the one thing that this guy needs right here. Team manager for Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing, Rich Simmons, commented yesterday to the press that they've been working with Jay Coop on his starts, the clutch systems internally, cable clutch, and really whatever it takes to make him comfortable. They've also been working with him on technique, specifically on those starts. But in regards to every other area of his performance, Rich Simmons had really great things to say about the speed and overall performance. Just needs to get out front earlier.
Yeah, thank you, Haley. Justin has been riding incredible all season long. Came from behind, and I was talking to him yesterday, and interestingly enough, Adam, this is the first year he's ever ridden with a hydraulic clutch. Typically, he's a cable clutch guy. But talk about how difficult that transition can be.
It's so, I mean, the margins you have, see Hunter get a little sideways out of the triple, the margins you have to get a good, the difference between a bad start and a good start is so small. And when you add another variable, a hydraulic clutch, different gearing, different tire, anything really, it can take a long time to get the same comfort level. And that's what you've seen so far from Jay Coop, one of the best starters in the game, but hasn't been anywhere near the front through 3 rounds.
Remember we posed the question, is there a 46 out there? There is. 46.6.
I've seen enough. We're living in a simulation.
Eli Tomac just continues to impress all of us. Unbelievable. There you see Hunter Lawrence on your screen, 7th right now. This is Hunter's 5th 450 Triple Crown, and he's averaged 10.5 in qualifying, so better than that right now, sitting 7th.
I love watching Ken Roczen in the corners. I love how he keeps his feet on the pegs a lot of the time until somewhere in the middle of the turn, towards the end of the turn, just allows him to keep, anytime you have your feet on the pegs, you have more control of the motorcycle. Ken, one of the best in the game technique-wise.
Let's see what this time is right here. He goes triple-double into the corner. The checkered flag is out. Let's see if Kenny can better his 6th place. He does. He goes to 4th, 47.3. And look how tight that is. From 2nd place, really down to Prado, 47.3. This is unbelievable how tight this is. As Tomac says, nah, I'm getting out of the 47s. I'm going 46.6. And an unbelievable lap from the number 3. Chase Sexton 2nd, Justin Cooper, Ken Roczen, and Cooper Webb. And just look at how tight those lap times are, Adam.
That's the type of lap, if you're Chase Sexton, Ken Roczen, Cooper Webb, any of these guys, you go back to the truck and you see you're 0.7 of a second off the pace, and you don't know where to find that speed. That is a lot. That is a fast lap from Eli Tomac.
Unbelievable. Stay tuned. We're going to catch up with the 3 of Eli Tomac when we come back.
Then again, I just drive the damn thing.
Welcome back to Race Day Live, presented by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. And I think if that session went on any longer and there was a faster time to be had, he was fixing to find it. Eli Tomac, in what area do you feel like you were able to find most or all of the speed that you showed?
Yeah, that was a good practice for me. Just got an awesome flow going. Was able to hit all my lines. Put a decent one in early there, but then later in the practice, I was able to get one that was pretty close to perfect in my opinion. But yeah, there's just great dirt out there, tons of traction, rhythm sections are nice, so having a good time.
I know this is Eli Tomac we're talking about, but I am impressed. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Haley. Not often you hear a guy like Eli Tomac say that was near perfection, that 46.6.
It's the only way you can put a half a second on the competition at this level. Just a half a second in the premier class in Supercross, it might as well be 4 seconds. It's unbelievable that he was able to throw that down.
So we start 450 Group B qualifier number 1. Mitchell Harrison on your screen right now. And that, remember I mentioned there was a rider going table over 2 singles into that turn over there? This was the man. This was the man that did. Let's see if he can do it this qualifying session.
I actually raced a lot with Mitchell at the latter part of my amateur career, and he's always been a really good rider. Had a great season last year. He's been in a lot of the main events so far this season. He's trying to get in another one. And how about this from our statistician, Brett Smith? Only 9 people. We had 20 Triple Crowns, JB, 20, and only 9 guys out of the B group have qualified directly into the main event. That is a crazy stat.
Yeah, the pressure's on for all these guys in Group B. Look, the track's probably a little bit slower as you see that rut. How much traction is it? Eli mentioned
I want to hit that rut so bad.
That looks fun. That looks really fun. But Mitchell Harris, he's had 4 career Triple Crown races, and he's qualified 18th twice. So, and that's the bubble. That's the bubble. You want to be inside that top 18. 78 right there. Comes up a little bit short. Moran's on that roll triple.
See, that all it takes. I know he's on a roll out, but you saw him just clip the top of that table. That's all it takes. The margin from being too short on that table to too long is so small. And those are the little mistakes. Those are the things you can't do if you want to win tonight. You're going to have to hit that section right every single time through.
Yeah, no doubt. Kevin Moran's right here on that number 78 machine. He's got 1 Triple Crown LCQ win. He's qualified 19th twice. He's missed it by 1. And last year at the Triple Crown in Birmingham,
Actually, my mic was muted. Haha.
of making it directly in and not having to do that
Damn.
qualifier by who? His teammate Grant Harlan. Their teammates this year, so you know they're going to be sizing each other up, trying to make that top 18.
Thank you for letting me know.
Racer, this job is hard enough. You're going out there, you're risking your life, going as fast as you can. But then to run your own team, do all the business stuff too, mad respect.
About the 44. Ty Masterpool back in action. Fun good to see him back.
How about the all-black bike? I'm digging it.
Let's go down to Haley, who has more.
All murdered out Yami. He even got tape on his helmet covering the monster signs. That dude.
This weekend, there were rumors of him getting offers from other factory teams as a fill-in opportunity. And I asked him about that, and he said, no, I decided that I wanted to go full privateer. I spent my money to go to a dealership, pick this one up off the showroom floor, and I don't have much support on it, but it was important to him to come out here, look for the
That is an all murdered out bike, dude. No, no graph, nothing. It's so sick.
Back in action. He didn't show up earlier in the season just because he needed some more time to test and get ready for the season.
Ooh, mistake.
Just a little mistake right there. He got on the gas a little too hard and picked.
Supposedly they're saying he might do a outdoor thing with Star. I'm not sure if that's true though. Ty is a G.
Little mistake there. This track it's a little grabby down in those pockets here in Houston. You see him pulling from one side of the track to the other. But Ty has been on such an interesting journey in his career, from 250 factory rider to 250 privateer to 450 privateer.
The all black Renner gears too. Yeah, that's just sick. I love that. That look is fucking dope.
Back on the privateer effort. He's got a lot of talent, especially outdoors. He's an unbelievable rider. I think he's still kind of getting the hang of Supercross a little bit. But regardless, good to see the Texan back out here battling.
Yeah, and look, the ceiling for Ty Masterpool is about as high.
He probably won't qualify tonight, which kind of sucks. But he said he's in the 450s because it was cheaper to get a 450 than a 250, and which is crazy.
We talk about just the bike feeling different. Everyone riding a little bit tight. This is Ty's Anaheim 1.
Ooh, another mistake, another mistake.
So it's difficult.
He's having a little rough night right so far. Beta was talking to him, but then he stopped. He said he would do the ride, and then he went ghost mode, and then he chose to do his own little privateer program.
It would be like going to your local practice track where all the pros are riding, and the pros have been riding for 3 hours, and then you pull up, and then you go out on the track. It's the same type of thing. These guys already have been racing. They have some momentum.
Damn, he made another mistake right there.
Shaking the cobwebs off. It'd be easy to be a little rusty after some time off and not start.
He's better outdoors though.
Kevin Moran's on your screen. Let's go out in the Fan Fest and check in with Lurch.
Alongside the number 27, Malcolm Stewart, Rockstar Factory Husqvarna. Let's go back to the beginning of the season. Everyone knew you had a big crash. What was the diagnosis of that?
Yeah, we had some fractures in our back of the scapula, the back shoulder blade. So, of course, it's something that doesn't heal as fast as we wanted to. But I've been at Dr. G's all week trying to get fixed up and ready. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm here having fun. It's Saturday, it's race day. We're going to try to do everything we can to continue to keep nursing this injury, but a few more weeks, hopefully we should be back to 100%, but as of right now, we're still, you know, we're still injured. So, but at the end of the
Mookie's
day,
a savage too.
100%, and that's all I can ask for and the team can ask for.
You know, qualifying to the main event right out of the heat, so leads to tell me that it feels good there, but once you get to those main events, man, it's got to be suffer.
Yeah, I mean, last weekend we made it about 15 minutes in, and then we started getting a little sore. But you know, honestly, I was actually surprised I made it that far.
Master pulling a third.
Again, we're at a professional level. Everybody's feeling really good and healthy so far. So, but you know, any type of injury, you know, you can fall back. But I know where I should be at, so that's where the mindset's at, and we're gonna be all right. So today it's a Triple Crown, so we get 3 races. So we just got to be smart and get a good start, and we'll see where the cards fall.
I got to say, Malcolm Stewart, I got to tell you, results are going to get better each and every week.
Fucking gnarly ass crash he had with Barsha. It's crazy we've seen that twice already. Saw that with the futures and those guys.
He had an unbelievable offseason, and I really think he's capable of getting another win, backing up that win.
Master pulling a second now with the 51.023.
Love to see him out here gutting it out, one of the toughest guys on the track.
All right, we have to set the stage. So Mitchell Harrison's fastest in this qualifier right now, 50.5. The bubble is Justin Hill at a 49.1. So that's what these guys are chasing right now, 49.1. Remember that number, that's 18th. Shane McElrath.
You got to respect Kevin Moranz for building his little KMR team and getting Grant Harlan too on his other bike.
Trying to get that 49.1. You see him going way left to the whoops, gets a great run in the whoops, but for these 450B guys, the track is definitely a little slower. So for Mitchell, he's going to have to get really creative with his lines to try to find about a second and a half.
Triple goes triple again. Looks to be pretty good so far. Triple into the corner.
Ooh, 49.6.
Goes 3 out. Onto the table off. Does he go 4? He does not. Looks like the faster lines just go double or table over single and then single to the inside.
I think if there was a berm in that little left-handed 90-degree turn, I think going table over 2 would be an option. But because it's a flat corner, you're going to see these guys going table single inside all day long.
That looked to be a pretty good lap right there from Harrison. Let's see what he does. He goes 49.6.
Getting closer.
Getting closer, but that lap was pretty good. I don't know where he could find that extra half a second to Justin Hill, but they're going to try.
Those are the times where you almost, if you come over the line,
come on, Ty.
When you need a 49.1 and you go 49.6, and it was a clean lap and you felt good about it, that's when you start to get stressed out a little bit. It was almost so clean that we don't know where he can make up that time.
Master Girls inside, double, double, double. Triple into the turn. Just looks a little off right now, right?
Yeah.
Looks a little off. His timing is just a touch off, but he's got 2 qualifying sessions here today to try to get in that top 18.
And I think the worst thing that he could do is go out there and ride over his head. It's totally okay if it takes him a little time to get into it. The track may be faster in Q2, but definitely that inside double, double, double line is not going to get it done.
Damn, I'm tripping still. I was muted. Fuck. I muted. I was making a video and I muted it the other day. I fucking forgot to unmute it.
Right here, so he's going to go for another fast lap.
Fuck happened?
I think judging by what we see, it's so difficult. The whoops always look so easy from our vantage point looking at the TV screen, but from what I've seen so far, I think that left side of the whoops is still pretty smooth. We saw Mitchell Harrison do it earlier, have a lot of traction and drive on that left-hand side, so...
Damn, he got 200th of a second slower.
Just needs a couple laps. Look, railed that turn.
He is looking better than compared to when he started.
This is a good lap. He's tried twice in the 450 Triple Crown attempt. 24th at Indy 2024 and 21st at St. Louis that same year in 2024. As he makes a mistake right there, that's how critical this is to nail the backside of that tabletop. But if you're just a foot too long or a foot too short, you're going to mess up the whole lane.
Well, I used to do
Clayson and Cartwright just leapfrogged him.
It comes down to taking a little bit of time in that left-hand corner before the table. You kind of go into it with this false sense of confidence because it really is it's an easy obstacle on paper, but because of that next triple, you kind of have to lift the bike up, push it down, and hit that downside perfectly.
Tristan Lane on the 711 Yamaha machine. He's 52.1. So if you're a guy like Tristan, you're well off making that top 18. So you're kind of gearing up for that last chance qualifier. Do you go about it any different? Do you search for race lines? Do you just kind of say, all right, I'm just going to kind of get to that last chance qualifier and then go all in when the gate drops?
Well, I think it's a bit of a balance because
Lane just passed Masterpool
in the last chance qualifier. So if you're not going to make it, you still need to be as high up the order as you can. And then it just comes down to executing in the LCQ. No matter how you play it in qualifying, you have to get a good start. You have to put a good, solid race together to get in this show.
For 450s, it was Tomac with the 46.
Closer and closer for Tristan Lane, but if we were to
250s was Deegan with the 47. 46, 47. No, 47.
He's won 8.
But Ryder D was right there behind him, too.
And he would go to the last chance qualifier. That's how stacked this 450 class is.
And that you do not want that. If you're Shane McElrath, you're watching this practice right now, and your mind is running a million miles an hour trying to figure out where you can make up some more time. Still got another opportunity.
Mitchell Harrison's fastest in this session, 49.6. Cartwright with a solid lap, 50.3. As Harrison is on another one. If you can get this triple right here, triple again.
Nailed it.
That right there, you don't like that.
I do not like that. I'm a bit of a hypocrite because this is something my trainer Nick Way would talk about with me all the time. I love to rip in the top of the turn, especially in practice, but the problem is oftentimes the race line is so much lower in the berm. If you're connecting the
Master pull up to second,
top of the corner,
50.098.
event time and that line's not available, you become a little bit more uncomfortable.
As Harrison throws down another lap, he did a 49.8, so his lap times are good. They're solid. His fastest is 49.6, still off of Justin Hill at a 49.1 as Masterpool comes up a little bit short right there.
He did nail that triple out of that inside line in the rhythm before. That looked clean. A couple little mistakes, but sometimes it happens in qualifying. You have some mistakes in your lap, but you still feel like you can go for it. He makes another one there. See the backside of that tabletop. It's little things like that, timing, flow, that it takes a second to come back when you haven't been in a race environment.
You would have to think after this qualifying session, he's going to be able to take a deep breath. Okay, I'm here. I've got one qualifying session.
We're at Group C.
Rehydrate up, maybe make a couple changes to the bike and go out there in Q2 and hopefully qualify directly into the races tonight if he can get in that top 18. But Harrison right now, he is in 20th place, couple positions outside looking in, about half a second off of Justin Hill to qualify in the top 18, but Harrison's looking good here today. Masterpool, Cartwright, Cade Clayson with a 50.5, and Tristan Lane with a 50.8. Stay tuned. We're going to have SMX next. Caden Manier, the winner 1 week ago from Anaheim 2.
Does Star Yamaha Amateur sweep the fucking thing again? One week from today, I'm going to be at Glendale Race, man. I cannot wait.
Hey, Meta, film this.
Hey, Meta, what's my descent?
You've descended 262 feet.
Hey, Meta, turn it up.
Hey, Meta, what's my elevation?
Hey, Meta, how much daylight do I have left?
For those who live an all-terrain life, there's Wild Peak from Falcon, our legendary family of tires, born to conquer the most challenging on- and off-road environments, like the Falcon Wild Peak AT4W with durable off-road capability, smooth on-road driving, better towing performance, and longer tread life than its predecessor. For every terrain, there's a Wild Peak. Learn more about the Wild Peak family of tires at falcontire.com.
The Earnhardt family has always trusted Bass Pro Shops for all their outdoor needs, and I continue to be a proud customer. I grew up shopping here, and now I love bringing my family here to gear up for all our adventures together. And now, Bass Pro Shops Club members enjoy special savings and earn points towards free gear, which is rewarding when buying what you need for your next adventure. Spending time outdoors with the ones you love, sharing memories, and making new ones, that's an Earnhardt family tradition that I'm proud to carry on.
Race Day Live is brought to you by UFO Plast. Super Motocross welcomes UFO Plast, the official motocross plastics partner of the Monster Energy Super Motocross World Championship. Find the perfect plastics for your dirt bike at ufoplast.com.
Welcome back to Race Day Live, brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, round 4 from Houston. And joining us up in the booth now, Caden Manier. What's up, Caden?
Howdy, how's it going?
How's that win last weekend, dude? That's pretty cool. First American Supercross, first W.
I mean, it's pretty cool. First time in the States, Supercross. It's a pretty cool experience.
This kid's going to be a future champion.
From last weekend, and we're going to put it on the track this weekend.
Love it. We talked to you before Anaheim, too, last week. And I love your story, man. I love your story. You grew up in Western Australia. Then talk about moving to Eastern Australia and then coming to the U.S. At 13 years old, right? You moved away?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, at 13, I moved to the east coast of Australia with my mum. It was a big step for my career. I learned a lot. I matured pretty quickly. And obviously, coming from Western Australia, we don't have any Supercross tracks there, so it was so new to me. Just learning the whole Supercross thing. I'm still learning to this day.
I'm going to grab something to drink. I'll be right back.
You got a lot of guys, a lot of great guys to learn from. How has that been for you? Being at the Star facility, you got Cooper Webb there, a bunch of fast guys. How's it been learning from them?
It's really cool. There's so much talent at the farm. Like, every rider, you can take at least one thing. Watching food, like, just the mentality that guy has is just a dog.
Yeah, he is.
What about this track today as we start 450 Group C qualifier number 1? Talk about the track. We can see that right-hand turn right there. A lot of traction. Eli Tomac mentioned just how much traction is in these corners. You've had one free practice. You like the track?
Yeah, I'm really loving the track. It's a lot of fun. There's some big triples out of the corners. Difficult, but I'd say it's a lot easier than last weekend. Last weekend was tricky. I'm enjoying myself. I can't wait to get back out there and do some more laps.
How about that rhythm section? We've seen guys going long or coming up short on that single over table at the start of the rhythm section before the finish line. Is that pretty difficult, that next 3 in that shallow pocket?
Definitely. You have to be pretty precise through that section. If you don't get right into that pocket, you won't get the lift over that next big one. So that's a big one for sure.
How about the whoops? They challenging, kind of come into them a little bit sideways. You got to drift to the left to straighten up?
Definitely. They're pretty close together, so they're tricky. Like, you miss one if you come in hot. It's definitely taking you time to set it up, come in straight, and get a good run through them.
So you feel right now, you got your win, first SMX next round. Feel like you got a target on your back a little bit?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Riding for Star Racing, I mean, you always got a target on your back, but definitely after the weekend, the win, I mean, everybody's wanting to be me. So,
how are you with expectations? So you got the win, you know you can win. Do you expect yourself to win, or you just go out there and try to do your best, let the cards fall where they will?
Every time I go racing, I expect to win. I don't go to get second place. So, I mean, the expectation to win, I learned a lot from last weekend, and this weekend should be a good one.
Can't wait.
We talked about your teammate there, Hayden Deegan. This was his first ever pro race in Supercross, but he raced SMX next to start the year. Any shot we see you at some East Coast Supercrosses or East Division Supercrosses? Any chance?
I mean, there's always a chance. You never know what Bobby's going to do, so we'll wait and see. I'm just going to put my best foot forward and have a good night here, and it'll go from there.
Well, great start to the year, dude. Really impressive. Excited to watch him.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck the rest of the day. Thank you, Caden Manier, for joining us up here in the booth. And look, it's a lot of work for these guys to walk through the cold. It's cold outside. It's cold.
It's a long walk from the pit, so we appreciate you making the trek over.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go gear up for his qualifying session that we're going to have right here on Race Day Live here in a little bit. Thank you, Caden. Appreciate your time. He's the number 411 right here, Scott Meshy, trying to throw down. Like we said, top 18 will qualify directly into the races later on tonight. Justin Hill on the bubble right now. He's 49.1. Shane McElrath on the outside looking in, 49.4. So that's the target right there, Justin Hill, 49.1.
Yeah, and if you're Justin Hill, any of those guys near the bubble, it'd be hard not to be stressed out. Right now, you are praying that the track is going to be faster in the next qualifier.
And let's talk about the track a little bit. Caden mentioned just how much traction there is right now. Eli Tomac mentioned how much fun he was having and, you know, so much lean angle in his corners. But it seemed like that was the fastest version of the track. So now 450B goes out there, now 450C. These guys are a little bit of a disadvantage. The track's slowing down a little bit.
It is. You see the ruts starting to get a little deeper, and guys work lower and lower in the bowl corners. You saw number 411 there all the way on the inside before that triple-triple. So you see these guys trying to get a little creative, trying to get out of the ruts, doing the best they can. They can only do the best they can with the track they have.
Absolutely. So the finish line there, Logan Leitzel. Here's the number 874, Zach Williams out of Minnesota. Gets that triple out of the corner, triple onto the tabletop, off. Table over single. I love that line that Tomac was doing right there. Roll, triple. You think he's going down to first gear right there to get that triple?
Oh, yeah. Every time. I was teammates with Eli Tomac, and there is nobody that can use first gear quite like Eli.
No doubt about it. Let's go back down to the Fan Fest. Check in with Lurch.
Guys, right now in the Monster Energy Yamaha Star Pits, you can see these two bikes, the number 23 of Mosman, the 61 of Max Anstie. Those are not display bikes because you can see the 61 here. At a Triple Crown event, if anything happens bad to the bike in one of the races, the mechanics and team may not have the time to get those bike ready, so they bring a spare. Both go through tech, both go through sound check to get it ready. And you can see Michael Mosman's second machine, the race bike right there. What they do is re-amp up the practice bike with all the race specs to get them ready in case that swap out has to happen.
Yeah, thank you, Lurch. That's such a great point because, look, you and I have raced these Triple Crowns before, Adam, and yesterday during press, we actually witnessed Anderson jump off one of his main race bike, jump on his spare bike just to make sure it's good. I think that's such a smart idea to at least be able to ride it once.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think these mechanics, man, their job is so difficult already. Now they have another bike. Come on, man.
Well, what about having to get on that bike? Look, if you do have to go to your spare, your day's not going that great anyways.
No,
but to have to get on the spare, I mean, I'll never forget there was times where I always liked one bike over the other every single year. My practice bike would feel good. My race bike would feel a little bit too stiff. Or the next year, my race bike would feel great. Practice bike, not so much. There's no two bikes the same, AC.
Yeah, the spare bike is going to feel, if you don't ride it, and even if you do, it's probably going to feel stiffer. The frame's going to be stiffer. The seat's stiffer. Maybe your levers feel a little different. It's all these little nuances that when you ride so often, you get acclimated to your bike. You want it exactly like that. So I think it was smart for the 21 to get on the spare bike just in case.
Logan Leitzel on the 2:08 right here, throwing down a lap time. Let's see what he does. Goes to the top, 53.0. That's a solid time right there from Leitzel. Meshi second, Williams, Bitterman, and Greco rounding out your top five.
Dirt's starting to look a little interesting here. You're starting to see a lot of shininess in the dirt. So Eli talked about how much traction there was in the corners. Hayden Deegan said the opposite. He said it was a little slick as Greco gets a little crazy. So very interesting conditions here. Slick in some areas, tacky in the next. Be interested to see how that topsoil, that sand that they put on the track, how that develops as the day continues.
Let's go down and check in with Haley, who's down trackside. Haley?
Yeah, I'm watching Scott Meshi because his season has been defined by progress and progression that he's been rather satisfied with. But many of our viewers probably caught it on the broadcast last weekend. It was a bad crash. He says the shoulder and collarbone are actually all good, and he is so ready for this weekend. So onward and upward for the number 411 of Scott Meshi.
Isn't that crazy when you watch a guy like Meshi? He's a great rider.
He is.
Tripling everything out there, an amazing rider, 53.1 so far. He goes over the table right there, double. He's going to triple. But it just shows how good a guy like Eli Tomac, who's a 46.6 lap time out there.
I think dirt bike racing is different in a way that really only the top 10 guys maybe get respect, and especially podium guys that are winning. But I really can't say this enough. all these guys out here are so incredibly talented on the dirt bike, including the 411.
Absolutely, as this track is starting to shape up, they'll get out there, prep the track up a little bit. It'll be fast in Q2 later on today. Eli Tomac setting the pace here in the 450 class. The only rider inside of the 46 is a 46.6. Chase Sexton second with a 47.2. These guys are absolutely hauling here today.
And we saw Eli Tomac experimenting with the line that Leitzel just did right there, coming out of the turn, going low and going double across the start corner. Then they jumped over the tabletop again. So it's important, even though that line is not faster than what everyone's been doing, tripling out, tripling onto the tabletop. If you're in press day or you have some extra time in practice, it's good to experiment with some different rhythms just in case track breaks down a lot, forces you to change your line over the course of the main event, or a lapper's in your way. Really important to experiment with all options.
Leitzel saying what's up to all his fans watching at home right here on Race Day Live. 53.0, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's a heat race, last chance qualifier, Group C, B, doesn't matter. When you're on top of the board,
feels good.
It feels good.
It really does. And that's another rut that makes me jealous of these guys. I would love to go out there right now, put my boots on, put my helmet on, just hit the left-hand corner before the finish line, and that left-hand corner right after that triple-triple.
Are we
nice.
doing the rhythm lane before the turn, though? Are we good?
Maybe double.
Still get some lean.
Unless you're out there trying to flex on me, then I'm going to go triple.
How about this, man? The 976, Josh Greco, his 208 Supercross. He's going to try and qualify for the 208th time. He's been out here a while.
I respect the handguards and the chest pro.
Love the handguards. Were you a handguard guy?
Oh, come on. You know this. Yeah, I love the handguards, and the chest protector is slowly making its way back in style. I don't know how guys just ride with a jersey and nothing underneath, nothing on top. We're going to see some more chest protectors here as we move further into this decade.
Well, I think most guys now are wearing them. They're just wearing them under, but Greco's got the style going over the jersey. Got to respect it.
No, but there was a time where people weren't wearing anything underneath. It was a trend. Yeah, exactly.
Broke a few ribs.
Yeah, whatever.
Should have had a chest pro on.
Should have.
Let's go down to the Fan Fest to check in again with Lurch.
It's always great to catch up with other racers. Alongside of me, FIM World Superbike rider Garrett Gerloff. And let's talk about it. Got into World Superbike in 2020, and what a run it's been.
Yeah, I mean, 2020 seems like a long time ago now. Definitely wasn't the best year to go international, considering the pandemic and all that. But yeah, it's been a crazy road. You know, thinking back to all the good races that I've had and not so good races. It's been a journey, but I'm happy that I was able to go to World Superbike in the first place, and I'm really stoked to be with Kawasaki now.
And you know, when you look at it, two-wheeled racing, especially on the dirt, is a little different. Went to your first ever A1 just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it's I have such big respect for these guys and what they do, whether it's Supercross or motocross. I mean, honestly, just the bike control that they all have and the timing and everything. I mean, I ride moto on the side, but I got nothing on these guys whatsoever, and I just have big respect to their athleticism too and everything. So went to A1 this year, my first ever one. It was unreal. Like the show that you guys have is unmatched, and happy to be back for Houston, which I try to come to every year and just enjoy the show.
You know, our Super Motocross World Championship.
Damn, I hit mute again.
31 rounds, Supercross, outdoor motocross, and your schedule's not light by any means either.
It's not. It's definitely lighter than y'all's. I mean, you guys are on the road like every weekend. I got more space in between races, but you're trying to fly international every time does.
I keep forgetting to unmute.
Build up, and it starts to not be as fun.
Whoops.
But yeah, we got a 12-round season, 3 races every round, so 36 races.
Whatever. At least there's fucking sound going.
Yeah, we got a new ZX10 this year, so really trying to work together with my team to the best of my ability, try to get some good results, and show that the Kawasaki's got what it takes to be up front.
You know, season's not too far from starting for you, but the married life is even closer.
Yeah, it's I got engaged to my longtime girlfriend, and we're really stoked to start our lives together. So got the wedding coming up March 11th, and going to be a big step this year. So I hope everything's good with that, and we got a good season, and things are just on their way up.
Last question for you. Obviously, you went to A1. You're here in Houston. Who do you have to win tonight?
Yeah, I mean, obviously a Kawasaki guy. Got to root for my Kawasaki boys, so I'm rooting for Garrett, Levi, Cameron, and Chase. For the wins, I'm really hoping Levi and Chase. I think they got a good chance. I haven't seen qualifying yet, so I hope I'm not, saying nothing that doesn't make sense. But yeah, looking forward to watching the races.
Kind of not making sense about Kitchen. I swear Kitchen's not going to push it today. Let him get his confidence built up.
Thank you, Lurch. Good to see him out here enjoying some Supercross. And I don't think he's too far off with that Sexton prediction.
Well, I actually rode last summer a little bit with Garrett, my Kawasaki teammate, and he is a bad dude on a dirt bike as well. So good to see Garrett here enjoying it.
That's awesome. As we wrap up 450 Group C qualifier number 1, Leitzel on top, 52.4. Stay tuned. The greatest of all time, Ricky Carmichael's going to come hang out with us after the break.
Somewhere on a stretch of road in a town you've never heard of, there's a Chevy truck. And the person who drives it, well, that's a Chevy person. You probably know one. Your buddy. Your sister. The ones who always show up.
Really, Mom? Yep, let's go.
They don't need permission to get going. They're the first to rise, the last to leave.
What is this? SMX next.
You got it too.
Get your motor running.
Head out on the highway.
Come on! Looking for adventure.
And whatever comes our way. Don't worry, girls. I've got weather tech. Born to be wild.
For whatever comes your way, there's WeatherTech.
Michelin is the official tire of IMSA. From the track to the street, perform on all roads with the legendary collection of Michelin Pilot Sport tires. Ready for track-inspired technology? Michelin recommends TireRack.com as your source for the Pilot Sport family of tires.
What the fuck is
Learn
going
more
on?
at TireRack.com/pilot.
Oh.
As long as we have each other, anything is possible. The moment we enter our happy place. Join the 70th celebration at the happiest place on earth.
If the Colonel saw the price of a lunch today, he'd have some choice words. But with KFC's $5 bowls packed with all this crispy chicken, he wouldn't have any words at all, because his mouth would be filled with gravy and greatness. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
Race Day Live is brought to you by Oakley. Oakley is proud to be the official goggle and eyewear partner of Monster Energy Supercross, delivering vision powered by Prism Lens technology and protection for the world's best athletes.
The big switch to another team again, and he makes it look rough. Chase Sexton, first win on the Kawasaki, first win of 2026.
He can have like 2 good motos and then hopefully not. Hopefully he does good all 3. Seeing his mechanic cry was crazy.
Come on, dude. Let's go. Come on. That's how it's done. Thank you for all the hard work, dude. It's been a fucking journey to get here. Damn. Put your head down like this. I felt good. Dude. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. Looking good. Oh, good. That's awesome.
Let me see him, Brenda. See those tears.
Good for him though.
Love to see that emotion right there. Joining us up here in the booth, Ricky Carmichael and RC. Love to see that emotion from the team, huh?
Yeah, that is just so special. And I think about, I kind of got emotional watching that and seeing Rain go, because you think about just how hard.
I'm going to do something real quick. I'm still right here though.
And I go back to Suzuki in 2005, and I was so happy for the team more than I was myself. And for Chase Sexton to be able to deliver that win You knew it was going to come in due time, and there it was, and just I was so pumped. You know how it was, Adam. You raced for that team a long time. It was cool to see.
Yeah, I love the chemistry already, and I listened to a post-race interview with Chase, and he was talking about how Jason Rango, his mechanic, was getting emotional, and how the team, he's really integrated with that unit already. He said he wanted to find a home. It looks like he found it, fellas.
Yeah, it's just an incredible ride, and really no surprise, though. That guy is so talented, and he can get the job done on any given weekend, and I'm really happy, not only for him, you knew he was going to get the job done, but I'm really happy for that race team.
I love the way that Chase backed it down. When he got to the lead, kind of rode within himself. I love that after the heat.
Learned a lesson from last year.
Well, I was just going to say the mechanics, kind of the unsung heroes, right?
Yeah.
You see Rango getting so emotional.
That's right.
And I guess just the time. Look, we've all been on the inside, and we know how hard these mechanics work, how hard the crew chiefs, the suspension technicians, the team managers, and just sometimes guys can win. And Ricky, you probably were a little bit in this side where you win so much, it can just become somewhat normal. And Goose, one of the best mechanics ever, was your guy for a long time.
Yeah.
But you love to see how long it had been. And then just the true emotion, the real emotion, the raw emotion, that was special, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I go back to, like, Chase was so happy, right, about that win, and you're wondering why, but it had been a while since he had won a Supercross. It seemed like an eternity, and very similar, like, I go back again to 2005, and how pumped Goose was, like, when we won, because we hadn't won since Supercross since 2003, because I didn't race in 2004 with my torn ACL. So to deliver, that's right, to deliver that win, it was like, oh my gosh, it's like I'd never won before. So cool, but again, I was more happy for the team, and it seemed that Chase was the same way, because really that's what it's all about at the end of the day, to see that raw emotion again from Rango.
Ricky Carmichael's short as fuck.
How special these wins are, and again, like you guys talked about, how hard it is for these guys to get wins.
But if you think about it, James Stewart's short too.
We're going to throw it back a little bit. Cooper Webb started this season. Look, he started off to a slow start, right?
Yep.
He's been fast, but things have happened. He's 24 points down on the championship. You were more points down in 2002 and still able to come back and win the championship. But Webb, it's a little bit of a quietly riding good, but results don't really add up at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. And listen, he's pushing that limit. And anytime you're pushing that limit, I think your percentage of falling is going to happen. All these guys are right on the line, and he's had a rough opening for sure. And I didn't even know how far I was going back to 2002, which you're alluding to. But I knew one thing after round 3, leading into round 4, I felt like I was in a must situation. Like I knew, okay, I was up against it. I needed to go out there, I needed to perform, and I needed to win, most importantly. And I couldn't see many other people. And
hopefully he starts having a bounce back today.
Being able to beat either myself or David Vielman at the time. He was my toughest competitor and my challenger for that championship. And I'm like, well, at least he's going to get second if I win. And I started doing the math. I'm like, I'm going to need some help. Luckily, I got a little bit of help there leading up to Daytona. David hurt himself during the week, so we evened out the points. And still, even though that I got a gimme there and a gift from him, we both still had to perform. And luckily, I was able to.
It's a little halftime break right now.
What it was, 11 races or something like that.
Ooh, Ricky Carmichael Indo.
Yeah, this was Anaheim. Don't really remember that crash.
You don't say.
No, I don't really remember. I do remember, though, Jeff Stanton was the first to me, and he's like, you know the first thing that you said? I'm like, no, what was that, Jeff? He's like, well, he said, there goes my bleeping championship. So that was what was on my my mind there, and then we ended up getting the job done in Salt Lake City. But again, I got a gift. David hurt himself, sadly, and then it was back to 0. But the difference, I feel like, in Cooper Webb's situation compared to what I was in back then is he has more of an opportunity to make a big point swing on the crowd, on the group, compared to the guys that I was racing against. And I mean that respectfully, again. So
listening and trading crypto? Hell yeah.
Him and the leader, and he can have
sounds
a 5
fun.
to 8 point swing. So even though it does seem like he's a long way back, he's really not, if you take all the things into contention of that can help him get those points back.
Well, I think from a riding standpoint, as you guys said, the speed's there from Coop. We saw
100%.
it last week, and we talk about him being mentally strong all the time. And I think that the biggest thing for him is he's able to be so calm under pressure. He's able to make good decisions. But anytime you're behind the 8 ball early and you feel like you have to go out there and make it happen, what I saw from him last week, I've never seen him ride with so much like anger and aggression, and so the fire is still there.
Dude, I'm telling you, I was down on the track for the first qualifying session, and that guy is bringing the intensity. Again, with intensity comes risk, but everybody's taking that risk. And I can tell you, you don't want to get that guy to get hot. You know how mentally astute he is, and he can definitely bring the action. It's going to be fun to see how it plays out tonight. Like every weekend and where they're at in the championship, especially for Coop being down, I think he's in a situation, and it's no secret, the guy, he knows he's got to go out there and he has to perform. The good thing, again, for him, with a relatively healthy field, there are guys that can get in between, and he can make up those points.
Well, one guy that is off to a hot start, and that's Hunter Lawrence. 2 second
Hunter.
places in a row. And look,
He's gonna get a win soon.
One of our calls, it's almost like Cooper Webb-ish. These late race charges, RC, have been incredible from the 96.
Well, and I go back, it's almost like
I don't know about today. I got him second.
To how his 250 career was. If you look, he got injured a couple years, but he stayed resilient. He stayed in it. I mean, this is a guy that was contemplating retirement at one stage, and you know, Dazzy and Johnny O's like, just stick with it, give it one more shot, and he becomes a regional champ. And here he is now contesting for wins at the pinnacle of the sport. And I have no doubt that if he can continue to do what he is doing, he is going to be quietly a contender.
It just takes him a little too long. Like, takes him a little bit to get that pace in races. So I don't know about a Triple Crown type of format.
And I think that also how well he's doing, it's an oversight. I don't know how well he has that bike tuned in. Maybe we talked about it last week. Can you imagine how well he's doing, and if he gets that bike 100%? Because in my mind, like, he's testing the bike, he's not actually racing, and you guys know more than anybody. When you get to a stage where you can actually race and not have to worry about how the bike is performing and you're not evaluating the machine, oh, it's game on. It's just one less thing that he has to worry about. So keep your eyes on Hunter. He's been super, super impressive, and it's very similar to how he did his 250 career.
And the one thing I will say is I think we've already seen a big difference in Hunter at the start of the race. From Anaheim 1 to round 3, he knows he's got to be better in the beginning, and he has been. So I love his chances tonight, JB. We talked about it off the top.
Well, there's no doubt. I think he's going to be strong. Absolutely. RC, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. It's going to be awesome. You like the Triple Crowns?
Oh, you do. You guys know I love the Triple. I mean, what's not to like it? I mean,
better watching it than racing it.
Oh, well, yeah, I never raced one. So.
Yeah, would you have liked it as a racer, though?
Probably not, because
Do we think Ricky Carmichael could win in today's racing with today's riders?
At the end of the race, but these guys, that's what's so great about the intensity that you have to bring, and all these guys can bring the heat for 10, 12 minutes plus one lap. So it's going to be a lot of fun. You guys are going to love it tonight on Peacock.
Yeah, I can't wait. Thank you, RC. Tune in and watch Ricky Carmichael in the booth later on tonight with Jason Wygant. 7 o'clock Eastern time on Peacock and that SMX video pass. It's going to be so much fun. We all love this Triple Crown race format. 3 races, 3 starts, a chance to put a score on the board 3 times, but also 3 chances for something to go down. But this man has started his day off here in Houston with a bang by going fastest.
Tomac. I'm such an idiot for having him off the box today, but I really think he won't. I'm going to get proven so wrong, though.
This copyrighted broadcast of the SMX World Championship may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Feld Motorsports.
I've spent my life on tracks built
Outdoors, yes, but not Supercross.
This is different. This is raw, unforgiving. Every log, every rut, every rhythm stacked with purpose. There's no blueprint.
He was a beast outdoors.
Just instinct, balance, and trust.
This year's outdoors is going to be crazy. We're going to have the Kuhn, what is it, Sasha or whichever the Kuhn. I think both are going to be racing, but we're going to have a Kuhn brother in the 450 class. Deegan making his debut outdoors on the 450. Jet should be back sometime in Supercross. He's already 5 weeks ahead of schedule. Roxon, Tom, all these other dude, it's gonna be outdoors. Is gonna be crazy. Stewart could win Supercross. I agree with. I can see that too.
Our happy place. Join us for the 70th celebration at the happiest place on earth.
So how did these three end up in this Vegas speakeasy
Ow.
with a story no one will believe? It began with ringside seats from BetMGM. That meant anything was possible. Like chatting with this guy, not that guy, this guy, who knew another guy who gave them a password. The letdown here.
I can't wait, dude. Outdoor. I'm not getting ahead of myself. Like, I'm enjoying Supercross, but outdoors is going to be another level. Jordan Smith making his 450 debut. Or is he not doing Supercross this year? Is he?
BetMGM. Make it legendary.
I don't know, but Jordan Smith's gonna be out there.
The point of luxury travel is togetherness.
Who else?
Adorable, but no.
I mean, RJ Ray did super outdoors.
You can relax in the Admiral's Club until the last possible second.
It's gonna be so many different generations outdoors.
Rewards where it counts. That's the point.
Then you're gonna 250s. Who's gonna freaking take the title in the 250s? Because Deegan's not gonna be there.
Race Day Live is brought to you by RockyMountainATVMC.com. RockyMountainATVMC.com has the largest selection of dirt bike parts, apparel, and accessories. Visit their website today for the lowest prices, biggest inventory, and fast free delivery.
Nobody could beat Jet outdoors. Okay, so when do we think the injuries start catching with Jet?
Welcome back to Houston for round 4, the SMX World.
Jet's a beast, and it's all you're always gonna have somebody like it's the same story at times. Somebody dominates, and then a challenger comes up. Jet dominating sets the standard for people, and people step the game up. I don't think Deegan's really going to do anything for Jet the first year. I'm just going to be realistic on that one. But give him like year 2 or 3. Who else in the 250s or 450s is going to be... I mean, Prado's showing something. I'm not saying he's going to be Jet though, but like... Jet is unfortunately injury prone, it seems. Yeah. 2 years in a row hasn't made Supercross. Well, I mean, Supercross he got hurt was 2nd or 3rd? Was it, or is it Glendale? And then this year, preseason, yeah, that outdoor injury that took him out. Yeah, they stacking up.
To go a little long, to go a little short. We've seen it time and time again so far this year, or today. Get that next triple.
And then like with Deegan, everybody's like Jet, Deegan this, Jet, Deegan and Jet this. Deegan still has to beat Plessinger, Sexton, Hunter, you know what I mean? Jet's the final boss right now, but Deegan got so many other dragons he has to slay. Jet shouldn't even be talked about at the moment, but the media hype shit up, so I understand.
Sports Car Championship separates itself from other forms of racing with its multiple classes of cars. He's got to run! Racing on track at the same time and different race durations depending on the venue and event.
It's a true test of man and machinery, but it's a group test of people.
There are 2 types of cars racing simultaneously, prototypes and GT vehicles.
It's fun, it's challenging. I think that's what it makes it so special.
You know what? I'm gonna put that on silent. Heights are afraid of me. Find your fun again. Ships, am I right? Carnival is calling.
Hey, I have a fever.
I don't feel so good either.
1 hour delivery. Because life doesn't stop for sick days. Neither do we. Walgreens.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diane.
Hi, I just received my new Discover card. It says cashback on every purchase. What's cashback?
It's new. Buy what you need, earn a little extra back.
Even on walkie-talkies, rope, and a baseball bat?
You betcha.
10 to 15 pumpkins? That works.
Absolutely.
How about flowers?
What he meant to say was flamethrower. A what? Sometimes I lose myself in the thrill of the deal. Goosebumps.
Goosebumps must be Kohl's end of season event. Save up to 50% on must-haves. Plus, get up to 85% off clearance at Kohl's and Kohls.com.
It's amazing how quick Prado's learning the whoops too, though.
Stay Live is brought to you by RockyMountainATVMC.com. RockyMountainATVMC.com has 2 state-of-the-art facilities with the largest selection of dirt bike parts, apparel, and accessories. Visit their website for the lowest prices, a large inventory, and fast delivery. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
And here we go. Welcome back to Race Day Live, brought to you by Rocky Mountain ATV MC. There's your winner from 1 week ago at Anaheim 2, the number 99 of Caden Manier. Led all 9 laps and really a dominating ride, Adam.
And he looked like a veteran. He looked like he'd done it before. His first Supercross race here in America. And what a performance. You got to know there's a lot of pressure there, a lot of expectations, like he was saying. He's been doing the work. But he's looked good. In the last couple of years, it's been fun to follow his progression. And I think he's gunning for that 4th seat in the 250 East Division.
That's what those Star kids are fighting for, is that East Coast seat.
Going for that 4th spot.
You think he wants that, huh? You think
they want to be in the show.
He'd fit right in, huh?
He would. Yeah,
he's that good.
There are guys you watch, and you just know they're ready for the next level. There's a few of them out there right now, but he's one of them.
Look, and all these racers have stories on how they got there, but you just think about how far away it was for Caden Manier. Western Australia, grew up near Perth, then he goes to the east side of Australia when he was 13 years old, then he comes over here still a teenager. You just think about how far away from home, but that's what it means to these kids. This is a dream to be out here for Caden Manier.
Well, in dirt bike racing, you have to make a decision. Very young for the most part. We have some outliers. Some guys start a little later, late bloomers, but for the most part, you have to go all in at a very young age, and there's no guarantee of an outcome. This is the 1% of the 1% that even get the opportunity to be out there on this track. So he bet on himself, and it's paying off. I mean, how can you not root for that?
He does ride fucking good.
Right now, this track is going to be so fast.
It is, and this is perfect conditions for these guys right now. You see the SMX track crew got out there and made all the turns all perfect. And where it's groomed, JB, there is about unlimited traction out there right now. Maybe the sand is actually helping a little bit.
Well, what's interesting right now is actually this isn't the fastest time of the day for the track. The track will start to come in because right there you can see Caden float up that berm a little bit. Wait till there's a rut there. It's going to be able to catch him. Then he's going to add another 2 or 3 tenths just in that one corner. So the track will speed up throughout this session as it gets a little kick. See how flat
that last whoop, his ass and kick to the heavily to the right.
Once it gets kind of rutted up just that little bit, you think about maybe 3 to 5 minutes from now, the track's going to be at its fastest of the day.
And I love in the section after the whoops, that triple out of the corner, I love how he stayed standing there, because on a 250, very easy. Physically, it is easier to seat bounce a jump than to hit it standing. It's, you know, imagine you're doing a 200-pound front squat.
Manier up top with the 49.1. A la verga.
But I love to see him standing, carrying his speed, staying low. It's a good lap.
Let's see what this lap time is from Caden Manier. 49.1. Here's his teammate, Caden Dudney. Out there, Dudney 1 week ago qualified fastest in both sessions and set the fastest lap time of the main event. So if you're Caden Manier, you're looking right next to you for your teammate to maybe be your #1 competitor.
And I have to say, as you see Caden just go.
Dudney need to get a toe from Manier.
I have to say, Caden didn't get the W last week. He had the whole shot, then the red flag happened, had to work his way through the field, ended up second. But I think riding-wise, we both saw him in the whoops as well. He looked just like a guy running up front in the 250 main event. Like he is passing the eye test. He's so talented on a bike, only 16 years old. So Caden Dudney, that's a name that we're going to be talking about for a long time. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah, I mean, if they could keep their amateur guys, they're pretty set up.
Him for a long time as well. Solid 4th place. He scrubs the finish line. 1 week ago. Ran third for a long time, but you liked the way he rode. You were impressed by it.
I did. I think Vince has always had a lot of speed.
Vince Wade looking solid in the whoops too. Second place right now, 49.6. Ooh, who down?
Skills as you see a rider down there, he's had a tendency to make some mistakes, to tip over, and I think for him, riding so smart on a track that was very challenging. They had really difficult conditions. The track was pretty rough, rutted, edged out.
Landon Gordon up to third now.
Not getting on the podium, getting past right there at the end. But all in all,
Damn, somebody else down.
Made a lot of great strides in his
Do you know
consistency.
that was a Suzuki or a Hargrove?
Right now, they're just trying to refine their skills. A lot of them have the speed, they have the.
Or that was Hargrove. My bad.
It's about putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and I think Vince is getting closer and closer.
Well, many of you out there, I'm sure, would know his dad, Nick
Fucking
Way,
phone.
veteran of the sport for many, many years, factory rider, multiple podiums in the premier class. Able to win in the 125 class as well back in the day. So he's got a great mentor, as you did, Adam, with Nick Way there.
I did. Nick Way, one of the smartest minds in the sport, super level-headed, even keel, and I couldn't go to a dirt bike track without Nick Way. Once we started working together, he was always great, very insightful. He's really good with bike setup too. He knows what he's looking at in terms of setup. You see Vince just come up. That's all it
Little
takes.
short.
You come up just a little short on that first triple because of that shallow pocket. JB, you're not going to be able to get that next one.
Now you can see the ruts starting to take form already here in Houston for round 4, and the track is going to get faster and faster. Manier on top, 49.1. Landon Gordon, this was your third place finisher. That's who passed Vincent Way late in that race, was able to charge through, get on the podium in a Monster Energy Yamaha Star Racing sweep 1-2-3 at round 1 of the SMX Next 1 week ago in Anaheim.
And Landon Gordon, first year on the Monster Energy.
Landon Gordon just looks stoned every day.
Team Green Rider for a long time, so I got to see him at the practice track and see some of his progression. Just such a solid rider. He's got great technique, very neutral on the bike, really doesn't make a lot of mistakes. I think he could work on his all-out raw speed at times, but in terms of being just solid, consistent, smooth, he's one of the best guys out here right now.
Landon Gordon up to second.
Next. Twice, Glendale and Daytona, and also has 5 podiums, including 3 straight, Anaheim 2.
If he would just not let off on that turn, he would have fucking had a Deegan-like turn right there.
Landon Gordon knows how to get it done. Like I said, he's won a couple of these before, so
Still fast, but you can see like a little stutter.
Backed up in the log. It's strong. They have a lot of talent, but it puts a lot of emphasis on these events for these guys, because I would imagine one of the 3 of these riders could find themselves without a ride if they do not prove to Star that they have the potential to one day be running up front in the show. So a lot of pressure on these Star kids to stand out.
The one thing I love about this program here is kids like Kate and Manier on screen, they get to see the level, not only during the week, but also now they see the level on Saturday. And I think there's 2 different things. I mean, there's notorious stories throughout the years of guys that on a Tuesday morning are unbeatable. They're so fast, and they show up on Saturday and don't quite get the job done. Well,
Mistake from Manier right there.
Like Cooper Webb that show up and maybe the best ever on Saturday, ride the best they have all week on Saturday when the lights are brightest. So I love how they get to experience what a Saturday is like. You wake up, the nerves are already there. They're there the night before. You don't sleep that well. So I love this SMX Next program for guys like Kate and Manier, really all these guys out here.
I do, and I think for them, riding with those guys during the week, we know how the Star program is like. They're racing, doing race simulations. They're out on the track together. The hardest part about being in that position as someone that's still developing is that you have to focus on things, technique, whoops, different things to refine your riding.
Either he just didn't make sense right there, or I'm just stoned.
He knows what to do, and
AC just confused the hell out of me right there.
Still require a little bit of extra attention on some areas of the racetrack. So easy to get sucked in to just trying to be the fastest
Come on, Dudney.
track during the week. But these guys, you can tell, all 3 of the Star Racing Yamaha guys, you can tell they've been working on technique because they look like they've been here before.
Well, Landon gives some pretty good technique right there through the whoops on the number 23. Rockstar Energy Husqvarna factory machine there. Landon got a second a couple years ago in St. Louis here in the SMX Next division. He gets triple, goes triple again.
Dudney up to second. There you are. There he is, I mean.
I haven't watched Landon ride too often. But I've heard a lot of great
Star Yamaha, top 3 right now.
But I haven't seen that. I haven't seen the elite speed from him yet that would justify a factory ride at the next level. But you got to think it's in there somewhere, and he's doing his best to try to make it show on Saturday.
One of my favorite stories of this entire class, Cade Johnson on that Kawasaki Team Green machine right there, number 177. Talk about a very polite, well-mannered kid. Got this opportunity just a few months ago from Kawasaki, and he's
Vincent Wade, second place.
He is, and getting to talk to him on Friday before Anaheim too. What a good kid. So hard to not root for him. Had that get off, was running up front last week, but had to get off in the whoops. Pretty common mistake for these kids to make. Whoops are the hardest thing to learn when transferring to Supercross, but there's no doubt he's had a lot of great results at Loretta Lynn's, Amateur Nationals over the years. Fresh Team Green Kawasaki ride. I expect to see him get a lot better in 2026.
Caden Dudney on the 82 right now.
And you see how he took his time over that tabletop and kind of scrubbed and pushed the bike down. That's something that it's hard to teach that.
Dude, Dudney up to first, 48.7.
48.7. Justin Brayton, is that any good?
That is pretty solid. I did mention it. He was fastest qualifier in both sessions 1 week ago. So you know speed is not an issue for Caden Dudney as he betters his teammate.
Iowa's finest.
Iowa's finest. I'm claiming him. He moved away when he was about 5 years old, but I'm claiming him. Iowa's own.
He reminds me a little bit of watching Cole Davies last year. Maybe not at that speed, but technique-wise, kind of a little bit of a smaller rider, neutral on the bike, great in the whoops. Anytime you're getting compared to Cole Davies, you're doing something right.
Well, and you know what's cool is we asked Dudney, Manier, and Gordon, all 3 of those Monster Energy Star Yamaha kids, and they said, what do you learn during the week? Do you watch guys ride? And they all said, we watch Cole Davies and his technique. We study it, and I love that because obviously we know it. They know it as well. They get to see it each and every day down there at the farm in Georgia.
Well, think about as the 199 makes a little mistake. That's something these guys have to watch for. You see it's very shiny as they go back out onto the start straight before the whoops. And when you're trying to get straight, you're on lean angle a little bit, you can lose the back end.
Deacon Deno on the 199.
Ooh.
Short right there.
Well, it came out short twice.
That was pretty risky to come up short on the first triple and still send the next one. Respect. Travis Pastrana would be proud.
He would be proud. There's no doubt about that. 6th right now for Deacon Deno, 50.0, fastest on track. It's Dudney with a 48.7. Looks like Vincent Way's going for a fast lap right here.
Oh,
he's top 3, he's 3rd.
That was clean inside in that turn.
Okay, Vincent.
The way Vince looks in his turns now. I think watching him at some of these events last year, he was only 15 years old, just had a massive growth spurt, so still a little skinny. To me, he looks so much stronger on the bike this season compared to last.
And it looks like it's much more repeatable as he goes on, off, triple, single through that section right there. Nice little scrub.
49.2 for Vince. P3, I think you'd be happy with that. And shout out to Fox for the kid, because I love
the black kid is sick on the green bike. Black and red. Landon Gordon in the 3rd now. Star Yamaha, top 3 again.
Hey, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, because one thing I know about Nick Way, he was going to look good. He was going to match every time. From head to toe, he was going to match Vince Way, his son, doing the same thing.
A little different line compared to Vince. Kind of goes around the top of the turn, carries a lot of speed. And I love how balanced he is in his turns. If you look, he makes a little mistake there. I think he was going to go double and then jump across the start corner, but comes up a little short. Nothing.
Stall the bike?
Stalls it right there. It happens. But everything he does on the track, nothing looks rushed. He looks very in control of everything he's doing, and I think in terms of speed, he's got it, and he's also got the repeatable speed because his technique is so good.
Oh, this looks like a fast one from Manier. Does he go to the top? Is he better as 49.1? He does not. That was a 49.7, so worse than the 49.1. How about the 3 guys that swept the podium 1 week ago? They swept qualifying as well here today.
No surprise.
Those 3 Star Racing Yamaha bikes looking good here today.
Star Yamaha. I don't know if you guys caught the interview with Bobby Regan on Gypsy Tales. Star Yamaha is pretty much funded by gambling.
Another teammate over there in the top 3, but Vincent Way looking real good, and Cade Johnson as well, and those Team Green Kawasaki's round out your top 5. Stay tuned, we're just getting rolling here on Race Day Live.
Shit, bro, them you got nuts on your chin, nigga. What the fuck? Hey, bro, y'all.
Meet our mole, Alexander Hale.
Although when you
my eyes and ears have been hacked, and whoever did this is using the information to compromise operations all over the world.
We either save the mission or save his life.
You have to win. It can't be for nothing.
What are you going to do?
Whatever it takes.
What happened to you?
Top secret spy agency's trying to kill me because my eyes and ears have been hacked.
Somewhere on a stretch of road in a town you never heard of, there's a Chevy truck. And the person who drives it, well, that's a Chevy person. You probably know one. Your buddy. Your sister. The ones who always show up.
Yep, let's go.
They don't need permission to get going. They're the first to rise, the last to leave. They all have that little extra something. And maybe you got it too.
Oh, it's cold outside. Time to protect your vehicle from winter's wrath. Of course, the hot sun can be tough on vehicles too. You need WeatherTech. Laser-measured floor liners and cargo liner will shield the carpeting from sand and snow. For your interior, there's seat protector and sunshade, plus mud flaps and bump step for the exterior. Any bed liner with shock-absorbing rings safeguards your truck bed from costly damage. Order American-made products at WT.com. Surf's up.
Manchester City. Visit Spurs. Live. Exclusively on Peacock.
Welcome back. You're watching Race Day Live, presented by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and he runs it back with another fast qualifier. He did so just 1 week ago, Caden Dudney. Well, to do so today, because these are vastly different conditions than 1 week ago, you seem to keep that speed right up at the top of class. So what was the key today?
Yeah, it's just like stay consistent, hit all the rhythms every lap, and you should be good, but had a couple of mistakes out there. It's just hard to get a clear track, so once I found a clear track, it was easy from there.
Nicely done, Caden Dudney.
Thank you, Haley. Caden Dudney looking good like he did 1 week ago. And if you're Caden Manier or Landon Gordon and those guys, you're thinking Dudney has the speed. If he gets a start, he's going to be tough to beat.
No doubt he is a marked man, JB. He looks like he's been doing this for years.
Can't wait to see what goes down. SMX next, Q2 later on today. But here we go. 250 Group B qualifier number 2 as the gate is down. Little practice start, see who gets there first.
A lot of the times I was trying to break it down in the track map. I didn't do a great job, but a lot of the times when you start all the way on the inside, the tough blocks, the track will go to where you have to go a little bit right. But it's so straight from the first corner that I think even those maybe even three inside is going to be, 3 gates inside is going to be prime real estate.
Talk about prime. This track is prime right now.
Prime red.
Kids broke it in. Now these 250 Group B qualifier guys are going to have a really fast track. And opposite of the 450s, these guys actually
that dude was fucking going crazy in the whoops right there.
Saw the KTM rider couldn't catch his number, but you see the whoops are starting to break down and the guys get really close to the tough blocks on the right or on the left. The problem with that is if you're close to the tough blocks and you catch a little kick with the back end, back steps out, hits a tough block, that could be a wild ride.
260 on screen, guys just setting it up, looking at what lines they're going to go to, looking how they're going to throw down a fast lap. Top 18 will qualify in. 18th right now, 51.6. So pay attention to that time. That's Aiden Shive. He's 18th right now, the 51.6. Now, We think the track is going to speed up. It's going to be faster than Q1 earlier today. So now's the opportunity for these Group B guys to get out there and throw down a lap time and get inside that top 18, qualify directly into the races tonight.
And if you're one of these guys in the 250B session, you know if there's any chance of you getting directly into the main event from qualifying practice, you know that your lap is going to have to be dang near perfect, which just puts a lot of added emphasis, a lot of pressure and expectation on these guys when they go out there to throw one down.
Nico Koch
Oh, I thought he was going to. Oh, there it is.
Comes up way short.
We lost a piece of plastic.
Is that his visor?
Yeah, what was that? That went flying. Was that his visor?
Let's see. He comes out of the turn and just he didn't really preload the motorcycle a little bit, but
I was almost a fucking faceplant.
Right off the bar pad. He's going to feel that one tomorrow. The rest of today, he might be a little sore, but when he wakes up tomorrow, he's going to feel that.
Wow, that's how important it is to throw down a fast lap. He wanted to get that triple out over that 5-footer, and it's a little deceiving on screen. That jump out, you're going off of a little tiny 3-footer, and like Adam has mentioned, it's a little kind of little pocket.
Watch the front end right there.
Than most pockets, but then you're jumping over the biggest one of the whole rhythm lane over a 5-footer. So Nico Koch comes up way short right there, but he's going to throw down another one.
He is, and now he's more aerodynamic.
That's right.
No visor. Marginal gains. I respect the effort.
Hey, we're looking for tenths here on Triple Crown Day.
Yes, we are. You see how difficult, see Lane Shaw get that triple out of the corner from the inside rut. So difficult for these 250 guys.
What the fuck?
To get that. Looks like we have a rider down. See a flagger running. Nope.
Fuck was that?
You can see the sense of urgency from all these guys here to throw down. They know the track's going to slow down, especially later on in this session.
And if you're one of these 250B guys that, you know, maybe it's difficult for them to get over that tabletop, to do the triple before the finish line, it may be a safer bet to just go on off the table, do the triple, find a line that you can do repeatable, that you can do lap after lap. Sometimes that is the route to go if you're just struggling with the section a little bit.
Lane Shaw right here on screen. He's from just up the road in Alvin, Texas. Always love coming back home and racing in front of your hometown crowd. As Aiden Shive right there goes seat bounce triple over the big one.
Well, he came up a little short on that first triple, and he knew he really had to sit in to the next one to catch the downside. Masterful job. It always looks like, from this camera angle, it always looks like they're going long on that table single into that corner. JB, am I crazy?
No,
you seeing that too?
Crazy. You're not crazy. Gets that triple right there. He goes again. That's the line right there. That's the fast way through this section. And I see what this lap time is.
I love how he landed, went into the corner with this bike already leaned over, carried a lot of speed, 51.081 for Aiden Shive.
Ooh, he gets himself a little insurance. He jumps Varize and Wageman. He goes to 16th overall. So you know he's going to want to qualify directly. Get a little thumbs up to the crowd right there. He's stoked on that lap time.
Yeah, it's hometown crowd. He's got family.
He's feeling it.
Here, maybe people that have never seen him ride before. So you got to go out there and flex a little bit.
No doubt about the 137. Aiden Shive right there, feeling good. Here's the 805 Slade Varola. 52.1. He's on the outside looking in. He's 21st right now. He needs about a half a second to get inside that top 18. He's looking good though.
Everything we've seen so far looks like a great lap. Clears that perfectly. Love how there's no hesitation when he landed in that 90-degree turn. Landed with his foot out, got right on the gas. Let's see if he can nail this section. Gets over the tabletop a little bit long, short.
What a save.
And there we go. It's amazing.
Why they got Deegan 258?
Like that
huh?
Over the table can give these guys that have so much talent.
Already beat a lot of the 450 riders.
When you're on a fast lap in qualifying,
They got the leaderboard on broadcast all wrong.
to that section to kind of take your time, not rush the corner, don't carry too much speed.
Nobody's wanting to take their time.
51.0 was pretty fast for these guys.
Hey, and I'm a hypocrite because I'm right there with these guys. I would have done the same thing multiple times in a row before I figured it out.
The worst part is that rhythm lane, it's the last section before the finish. So by the time you get there, you know if your lap is good or bad.
Oh, this is overall. I'm an idiot.
You do want to be somewhat patient, but you know it's for qualifying. You got to be in the top 18, so you rush it a little bit. you're almost to the finish line, you make a mistake. It can be so frustrating.
Because the difficult part about that section, one of the difficult parts is the face of the single table isn't very steep. So you have to take your time probably in first gear, second gear on a 250 and kind of get the pop necessary to downside the steep landing. That's the last time we're going to talk about this single table, JB, because I feel like 45 minutes of the show has been about this single table.
It's tough. It's going to be crucial. There's no doubt about it. Supercross is proud to partner with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital this season, helping kids battling cancer and other life-threatening diseases. With your support,
cancer.
families at St. Jude never receive a bill, so they can focus on what matters most. You can join us by becoming a St. Jude Partner in Hope. Just scan the QR code on your screen or text SUPER to 785-833 to learn more and receive an exclusive Love Moto Stop Cancer t-shirt. Together, Supercross and St. Jude are finding cures and saving children. There you see the overall times on the left side of your screen. Hayden Deegan fastest here today in the 250 Western Division with a 47.5. And like we mentioned, 18th is Varize with a 51.5. Aiden Shive on the 137. He's in. He's in right now as Dominique Thury gets in as well. He throws down a 51.3, so he's 17th. So Shive and Thury from Group B division right now, they are in. Even if
They in.
And you're these guys right now.
They in.
Still want to go out there.
It's dope seeing fucking non-factory guys fucking making into that shit without going through the LCQ.
You don't know in the A session if it's going to be a little faster, if some guys are going to figure out some different lines, put the track together better.
This pink bike is irking me. Oh, he just went up to second on the fucking pink bike. 51.2. Oh, and he made a mistake.
Right now, 17th in this session right now. That's not typical Nico. Usually he's at the top here in Group B. It goes over, not able to get that.
Single table again. We need a single table, like big red button up here we can just press.
Goes to P2, 51.2. He's on the inside now. He's 17th overall with that 51.2. I think there's more out there for him.
I think so too. Yeah, made a couple little mistakes. Messed up the rhythm section again before the finish line. That's why I think some of these guys they're not getting this right every lap. You see Aiden Shive mess it up as well. It might be better to just go on, off the tabletop, triple, an easier line. Maybe it's a couple tenths slower. But the problem is if you're doing the fastest line and you get it wrong, you're losing probably a second.
Well, you mentioned Nick Way being one of the smartest minds in this business. How about Vince? Every time we had him on screen, he's basically going on, off, triple, so he could do it every single lap. He was super fast, so you're right. Maybe we can learn a little something from the 27. They're in SMX next. As Shive's on a hot lap again. He's got a 51.0, 16th overall. To be a pretty good lap here so far. Let's see if he can better his lap time and get up there inside the top 15. That would sure feel nice. His dinner would taste a little better if he can get in there and not have to race that last chance qualifier.
Again, just comes up a little short on that second three, but still a pretty decent lap.
Does he better his time? He does not. 51.1, so just a tenth slower.
And he definitely would have gotten into the 50s had he not messed that rhythm up, because it was very close. Less than a tenth slower than his fastest.
Ooh.
4:25 right there. Revan Gordon.
Almost went to Indonesia right there.
Revan Gordon earlier today. That's his brother Revan. A lot of talent there in the Gordon family.
Yeah, they know what they're doing out here.
All right, so let's re-rack them. Top 18, we're Triple Crown racing today, so top 18 go directly to the 3 races later on tonight. The rest of the folks be in the last chance qualifier, which we're going to call right here on race day live. As soon as qualifying ends, those top 4 spots are going to be oh so important. You want to see some aggressive racing, AC?
Mm-hmm.
See it. All bets are off in the last chance qualifier. I talk about it all the time. Normally you have some racing etiquette. You try not to take guys down. But for the last chance qualifier, everyone gets a free pass. And we haven't seen too many crazy takeouts so far this year.
Hayden Deegan getting ready to go. Fastest 250 rider here today, 47.5. Curious if he can get down into the 46s with this type of track conditions.
fastest 250 guy here today, also the fastest 250 guy on the planet. On planet Earth, Hayden Deegan is that guy.
No doubt. 2 in a row. Won San Diego, and then he comes back. He backs it up at Anaheim 2 a week ago. On fire right now. Can he do it here today in Houston for a triple crown?
The only thing with Hayden that we talked about a little this week on our content call, Triple Crowns, the start is more important than ever, and if there's any weakness at all in Hayden's game, it's just been being a little inconsistent out of the gate. See, I think that's Revan Gordon down right there at the beginning of that rhythm section. So that's the only thing I think that could stop Hayden tonight. He gets 3 good starts, he's going to be very tough to beat. But if he botches one of the starts, someone like Max Anstey gets up front, then it's a different story.
I wanted to touch on this. So you mentioned how the inside, it favors the inside because the tough blocks don't come out as far. Now you can see Hayden Deegan to the left of the box on our screen, but he's lined up to the right as he's facing. That's where he likes to go. He likes to line up near the box, as does Eli Tomac. Now, do you think it's too wide here? You think that strategy is a little bit too wide? It's going to favor more the inside, like gate 5 or 6?
Well, this start specifically, I think it's a pretty fair start from inside to outside. I think there's a lot of places you can pull the start, but I do think definitely inside of the box, to me, would be a better angle if I was racing. But some guys like to sweep, have the radius going into that first corner. Sometimes it just fits their eye a little bit better.
No doubt about it. Aiden Shy, fastest qualifier in Group B, session number 2, 51.0. He's 16th overall right now. Nico Koch as well. He's on the inside. He's 17th. And Dominic Thury rounds out your top 18. So we're going to pay attention to that time, 51.3. But how low can this guy go? Hayden Deegan, 47.5. Can he get into the 46s? We're going to find out after this.
As long as elephants still fly and heroes assemble, as long as the night shines bright with joy and hugs warm our hearts, as long as we have each other, anything is possible.
We're both princesses.
The moment we enter our happy place, join us for the 70th celebration at the happiest place on Earth.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Nothing can stop us now. I don't know how it can be any better.
Don't wait to make memories that last a lifetime with this special offer during the 70th celebration at the happiest place on Earth.
So how did these 3 end up in this Vegas speakeasy with a story no one will believe?
It began with ringside seats from BetMGM. That meant anything was possible. Like chatting with this guy, not that guy, this guy, who knew another guy who gave them a password that led down here, through here, and along here. Oh, not here. And helped them open this door. Actually a bookcase with a hostess named Jules and an epic spot. Make it a night where anything can happen. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
What is that? It's called light.
Find your fun again. Carnival is calling.
Welcome back to Race Day Live, and here we go. My favorite part of the show, 250 Group A qualifier number 2. We're fueled here by Kroger. There's Ryder D, there's Hayden Deegan, we got Cameron McAdoo, Max Anstey, Michael Mosiman.
See who gets the practice start.
We know Hayden Deegan is the fastest guy out here right now, but what I've seen so far in last week as well, going back to Anaheim 1, Ryder DiFrancesco, he's on a mission, and I really think if conditions are right, he might need a little bit of help, but with some good starts, I think he's in contention to win this thing tonight.
Well, I think we could learn a lot here off the start as well. We mentioned the box being in the middle of the start. We're thinking it's a little bit wide. It's somewhat fair, but there you see guys like Volan, Moseman. They're on the inside. Ryder D and Hayden Deegan are on the outside. Let's just kind of see. Let's see if we can learn a little bit right here off this practice start. Now, look, a lot of these guys will say if they don't get a good start, they weren't really trying that hard. They're all trying to get this whole shot.
They are. It feels good, and starts are such a feel thing. So really important to show up and knock out some good starts here in practice. And if you're the 47 of Levi Kitchen, you got to be thinking about just a clean first turn right now.
Deegan on the
nice start from Deegan.
Outside looked pretty good.
It did. It looked really good. I think it allows you to because
something a little issue with Ryder D pulled off looking down at his bike.
Over into that first rhythm lane, it's very tight. So if you're a little more on the outside,
Deegan and Steen Kitchen right there.
To stay very tight to the tough blocks in that left-hand 90-degree turn.
Well, that's one thing we're mentioning potentially about Hayden Deegan in this Triple Crown race format. Are his starts. He hasn't gotten great starts. That start was awesome. Last week in his heat race, he had a great start. So the inconsistency, maybe he's starting to find some consistency there off the gate.
I think so. It's one thing I think over the course of Hayden's career, he's always been so fast. So he's bailed himself out of a lot of bad situations being back off the start. But he's starting to figure it out, and all the great ones do. Going back to who we just had on the show, Ricky Carmichael, all these guys, when you have so much talent everywhere else on the track, most of the time it comes around.
Well, how about these two guys right here?
A little attitude,
little history right there between Hayden Deegan and his teammate Max Anstey. Talk about San Diego, and we've obviously talked about that a bunch, but we talk about Max's great starts. He started the year.
That was funny. He fucking waved him by. Get the fuck by me already.
He was down at San Diego, but this is a big day for the 61.
It is a big day, and you see a little bit of a different line. I love Max has so much confidence in the whoops, and we talked to him about this. He's got so much confidence in the whoops that oftentimes he doesn't look too hard to try to find the smoothest line in the whoops. He will go straight down the middle every time and do it really well.
And that will benefit him as this day goes on, especially in that second.
Deegan 48.6, leading this session so far. McAdoo second, Anstey third.
Max and Hayden on a pretty good lap right here. Let's see if they can better the 47.5 of Hayden right here. They both get that triple, no problem. That was clean, Adam.
And I like the inside for Max in that left-handed 90 before the start of the rhythm. He kind of stayed close to the tough block, stayed out of the ruts, able to nail it. Solid lap for the 61.
Well, those of you at home, that the screen didn't move on your left side because that was a 48.6 out of Hayden Deegan and a 49.1. So maybe the track's slowing down a little bit.
I do. I think it's a little bit slower. You see some of these corners starting to get a lot of acceleration bumps in these ruts, and whoops are starting to break away. There's not a lot of traction in some of these spots.
Ooh, Moseman. Nice little fucking boss pass on McAdoo right there.
Shape where if you didn't put a great lap down in Q1, you still have an opportunity to go a little faster now.
47 benchmark. You see Moseman on your screen.
Kitchen up top, 48.5.
Right here. Moseman fourth overall right now at that 48.4. How about Levi Kitchen? I didn't really see him off the start. Did you pay attention to him?
Just this session. He's not overall.
Middle of the pack. I think he was sleeping a little bit. Got a bad jump out of the gate. Got closed off right away, but kept it on two through the first corner. That's all we can hope for the 47. Right
Deegan back up top, 48.1.
So good on the bike. You see the body English to get the backside.
Ryder Deegan in 9th, 10th now.
He's been riding so good, and I as a fan, as he goes to the top in this session, 48.5. As a fan, I would love to see him start at the front of the race, just so we can see how that new speed translates in a race situation.
I can't wait to see it.
Kitchen back up top, 48.0.
Just how great he is riding. He's riding extremely well, as is this guy, number 34. He's
Hunter Yoder third.
Now, you mentioned it right before the gate dropped. Just the confidence that Ryder D has right now. He's one of the guys, and what I mean by that is he shows up every single
Ryder D up to third now.
He can win. there's a potential for him to win. And if he doesn't win, at minimum, he's going to be on the podium. That's a good place to be.
There's so much talent. He has so much talent on the bike, and I was there. He was a long-time Kawasaki rider. I was there when he was learning Supercross. Just seeing how far he's come in this discipline. Now throw a little confidence on top, and you can see it. You see in his body language how he rides the bike. I mean, this is a different guy than we've seen so far, and I really do think he has a chance to get a win sometime in this West Division.
When you think about even today in this Triple Crown format, look, it wasn't long ago that Chase Sexton didn't win a single race, but he won the overall in the 450 class. So you don't actually have to win a race. If you're just consistent, put some good scores on the board throughout the entire day, you could get an overall, and Ryder D could be that guy here today in Houston.
Anstey up top, 48.0.
Setting one up right here, Hayden Deegan.
Just for this, again, just for this session, not the overall.
You know pretty quick as a rider when you go out there if the track is a little slower or not. Sometimes you'll go out, put a really good lap down, and you'll check your pit board in the mechanics area, and you're 0.8 off your fastest lap. At that point, you adjust the strategy a little bit. You start taking some different lines. And there's not as much emphasis on getting a good time if you already put a good one down in the first qualifier.
The bottom of your screen as Anstey goes to the top in this session with a 48.0, and that actually moves him up. So we're starting to see some movement on the left side of your screen there at home. 48.0. Anstey goes to third as Hayden Deegan makes a small mistake. Let's see what this lap time is from him.
Just went a little long on that triple.
McAdoo was catching a toe there right behind him. McAdoo goes 48.5, so that's his fastest lap time. So guys are starting to speed up just that little bit.
And that was Hayden's fastest time of this session, 48.
Who's down?
Only a
Red flag.
Max Anstey. You got to think he lost more.
42.
Than that, as we see the 42 of Dylan Schwartz.
Oh, Dylan Schwartz.
Looks like we got another red flag there. You can see the red cross flags out. We did see a red flag flying there. Hopefully Dylan Schwartz is going to be okay. It's just precautionary measures. Make sure to get him off the track safely. Get that Alpine Star Mobile Medical Unit on there to get him checked out. And shout out to all those guys, all the doctors and nurses and each and every one of those individuals that help us all out. Familiar faces each and every week. It sure feels good if you are down hurt.
Oh, absolutely. They've bailed me out of a tough spot more times than I can count. And just knowing you have people here to rely on if you go down, if you get hurt, makes a big difference as a racer. We appreciate them.
Absolutely. There's McAdoo and Deegan as Hayden still fastest. That's from his first session earlier today in Q1, that 47.5. Ryder D, that's from earlier today as well, that 47.7. And Anstey's the first guy that has bettered his time from earlier today to a 48.0. Kitchen's right there as well. That 48.0 is from this session. Moseman, McAdoo, Yoder, Mumford, Volan, and Schwartz. That is Schwartz down on the track right now, but he's sitting in the top 10, so he's sitting good. Hopefully he can be all good to race these Triple Crown races later on today.
And we saw a mistake from Hayden at the end of that lap, and it was still a 48.1, so it leads me to believe there's still a 47 on the racetrack somewhere.
Absolutely. There you see Max Anstey talking to his mechanic, sorting some things out. There's Cameron McAdoo on the screen as well. These guys are going to be factors here later today, no doubt about that.
No doubt. Cameron McAdoo, always a better racer than he is a practicer, but I think he's made great strides in qualifying. It's a unique skill to be able to go out there and throw one down as fast as you can go. He's a little bit better when you get to a full-length main event, but solid day for the 142 so far.
Absolutely. While we're under this red flag, let's go outside and check in with Lurch, who's out in the Fan Fest.
Guys, you're probably wondering why I have a tape measure in my hand. When you look at the overall difference between 18th and 19th place, as far as time goes, equivalent, that would be about 5 feet. And that margin is .125 on average. Now you break it down to 10 of the 20 Triple Crowns. Now we're at 18 inches. That is a front fender difference on 10 of the 20 when it means making or not making the night show directly. And the closest margin ever was 0.02 of a second. That's about the height of a knobby, the distance between the two riders going 18th and 19th, and that was Alex Ray and Ben LeMay.
Thank you, Lurch. It is so tight here in this Triple Crown format. Top 18 to go directly into the races. Nico Koch is on that bubble right now, 51.2. Thury on the outside looking in. Wageman as well at 51.4. All is to play for, AC. Got to be in that top 18.
Triple Crowns, man, there's nothing like it. First one of the year. We've been talking about it all day, but just the intensity that's required to go out here in these qualifying practices, you just don't have a lot of leeway like you do in a normal standard format. We're seeing it so far. It's delivering.
Here you go. You can see the top of your screen. Aaron Plessner and the 450 boys rolling down. They'll be lined up right after this 250 qualifier is done. There you see Mosman looking.
Red flag right now. A little pause.
Lines there? I think so. That's normally the play in these red flags. Any lines that you haven't had sorted out, or whoever's going fastest, a lot of the time you'll have some video. If they're doing something different, you can go out there and execute, change it.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more qualifying here in the 250 class on the other side. Stay tuned.
Destroy those people that doubt him.
When it counts, I'll make it happen. Let's go. Come on. Time to show that I got that dog in me, right? Hey, dig and win. 2025 Monster Energy AMA Supercross 250 West. #1 plate.
No way this all fits.
Watch me.
Oh, we're watching, Gary. They're right. We need WeatherTech.
I thought they only make floor liners.
Really, Gary? Really, Gary? Who do you think made the seat protector, side window deflectors, no-drill mud flaps?
And the cup foam.
And I just ordered WeatherTech's newest products. Ta-da!
Hitch Basket makes for easy loading of heavy and bulky gear and increased storage capacity with a roof basket up top.
WeatherTech for the win.
Buy American at WT.com.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship separates itself from other forms of racing with its multiple classes of cars. He's got to run! Racing on track at the same time and different race durations depending on the venue and event.
It's a true test of man and machinery, but it's a group test of people.
There are two types of cars racing simultaneously, prototypes and GT vehicles.
It's fun, it's challenging. I think that's what it makes it so special.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diane.
Hi, I just received my new Discover card. It says cash back on every purchase. What's cash back?
It's new. Buy what you need, earn a little extra back.
Even on walkie-talkies, rope, and a baseball bat?
You betcha.
10 to 15 pumpkins? That works.
Absolutely.
How about flowers?
What he meant to say was flamethrower.
A what?
Welcome back to Houston, round 4.
There we go.
Monster Energy SMX World Championship. We're here on Race Day Live, brought to you by Rocky Mountain. And while we were at break, Haley was able to catch up with Ryder D.
Well, Ryder D, in that first session, that was an absolutely brilliant ride. You're currently second in the charts for this one with a few minutes left. So what do you have to do to maybe get that fast time here?
That comes around, I know it's breaking down quite a bit. But yeah, I think we got a little more pace in us for this one. 2/10 is a blink of an eye. So if I can clean up a little sections, and track's gonna be good tonight.
I see you coming over here and talking to your crew chief in mechanics. Any changes you're going to be making here, or was that just simply adapting to this ever-changing track?
I think you gotta adapt, but I kept the bike from the first session, and once the track breaks down, I think you just gotta obviously evolve with it. So yeah, made a fork change, and hopefully it's better for the track.
All right, that's Ryder D.
Thank you, Haley. Always good to catch up with Ryder D. And I love the fit. I love the matching gear, to the matching goggles, to the matching mouthpiece in the helmet. Gotta love it. I love the story of Ryder D in general. Winning so much as an amateur, coming in, getting your butt kicked a little bit, going to work, figuring it out. It's a fixture on the podium now, one of the best rides of his career last weekend, and just beaming with confidence today. I don't know if it's just me, Adam, but I feel a little more sense of urgency from the 61. We haven't seen him out front a lot of times in qualifying, but today he's taken off first multiple times. He's going to the top of the board in this session. He's third overall. Do you feel like there's a little more sense of urgency out of the 61?
Well, absolutely. It's go time for Max Anstie. He had that dominant win at Anaheim 1, but Hayden Deegan's got on a roll and completely taken control of this championship. And we know Max sees himself. He's never been shy in terms of the belief that
See, nobody's making a move yet.
Wants to win this championship. And if he does that, he's going to have to go through Hayden Deegan. He's going to have to make something happen. To me, I would like to see a little bit more aggression, a little bit more intensity out of Max. We know how solid he is, so good out of the gate. But the margin for error for the rest of this championship for him is basically evaporated. He has to go out and make it happen every time he's on the track.
Well, Ryder D mentioned to Haley earlier that 2/10 was just a blink of an eye. That's all he needs right now to qualify fastest. He's sitting second overall so far. Can he get that blink of an eye here on this lap? We're about to find out.
Nah, looking like it.
Track a little slower in some areas. You see that. See the big hook in that rut at the end with some acceleration bumps. That just makes you, when you get these acceleration bumps in these ruts, it makes the front end really nervous, makes the back end nervous. So it's difficult to carry the same level of speed as what we saw in Q1. So I think if he's going to go faster than he did in the first qualifier, he's going to have to get very creative with his lines.
So he goes 48.1 in that lap, so quite a bit off of his fastest as he's going to go for another one. This guy's looked good every time we are on the 47 of Levi Kitchen here on Race Day Live. From really Anaheim 1, the first session of the year, he's looked incredibly good on this Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
And I like
They ride his nuts so fucking heavily.
But we saw as he dives into the mechanics area there, Hayden Deegan starting a fast one. We haven't seen a lot of guys do the double across the start turn, but could be an option as the track breaks down.
Hayden working the right side
Oof.
of those whoops right there, getting a little bit of a kick, takes the middle rut right there in that turn, launches that double way out to the flat. That's the fast way to do it, aggressive way to do it, and he goes low. You like these low lines, Adam?
I do. I love the low lines, and I love how he made a little mistake in the whoops. The back end kicked, he dropped the front, but the way he recovered, he did a perfect job, executed that great, and so far this is a solid lap. Probably not as fast as his time in Q1, but we could potentially see this session's first 47 right here.
He's going for it right here, able to nail that rhythm lane, that all-important lane before the finish line. Goes wide right there. Can Hayden Deegan better his time? Does not. 48.0. That only leaves him third in this session, but actually Anstey, Kitchen, and Deegan are all tied at a 48.0 in this session right here. Not quite as fast as what Hayden did earlier in Q1.
Well, I think if you're Hayden, you know you have a really good idea that time in the first qualifier as Max Anstey starts a fast one here. You know that first time is probably going to hold up, so he's probably not putting as much emphasis on being the fastest in this session, but still, it's tight at the top, JB.
How was that whoop speed for the 61?
Oh, it's always. Max is so impressive in the whoops, and I love, we had this conversation with him a few weeks ago. He went back to Europe for a long time, and of course, they don't have whoops over here. Goes inside, gets that triple, and he said he would just imagine himself, just daydream and imagine himself hitting whoops so good. He came back to America, and it's translated. I mean, he's probably the most solid guy in the whoops in the 250 class.
See if he gets this rhythm right here. He does. This looks to be a pretty good lap. He hit a lot of those low lines. He's going to take another low line before the finish. What's this time going to be? Drift
48.2.
48.2, 2/10 off of his fastest so far. So he's going to stay P3 in this session.
Deegan on a fast one. Kitchen up top with the 47.7.
Which is difficult because if you go to the left side, kind of the outside of the whoops down that lane, you're still turning kind of all the way.
Deegan in a second with the 47.72.
Goes low line again, triple, able to get that triple out. And here's where Max was going a little bit tighter. Hayden goes to the top. Could there just be a couple tenths right there?
Oh yeah, this is, to me, this is a 47 so far with what I've seen. See just a little bit more entry speed in his turns, really clean down the downsides. Really important on a 250 to not be clipping or over jumping anything, disrupts your momentum, nails that section perfectly. He's going to rail this turn, goes inside. This is a 47.
He does. He goes 47.7 as Levi Kitchen goes 47.7 as well. So Kitchen bettered his time. He's second overall. He bumped Ryder D to third. Anstey to fourth.
So Levi Kitchen 47.745. Hayden Deegan this session 47.770. The margins are razor thin, JB. This Triple Crown racing in Houston, I'm stoked.
Oh,
yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
The roof as Ryder D makes a small mistake, just little stuff like that could be 2 or 3 tenths.
Yeah, it has to pull out of it there. Just got his foot caught on the ground, started to kind of pull him off the bike. Not able to get that double-double clean, and that's all she wrote for Ryder D. Still, solid session for him, P3.
Checkered flag is out. 250 Group A qualifier number 2. That's done for those guys. So we're wrapping up 250 qualifying. Aiden Shive will get the last spot in. He'll be 18th with a 51.0. You see Michael Mosman on number 23. He's going to end up top 5. He's going to go to the gate 5th in race number 1. So that'll be their gate pick right there. Hayden Deegan to the
If
line.
Levi can just stay off the ground, he could beat Deegan. On sprint pace, maybe. But like right now, I'm not convinced Levi could do it right now. Only time Levi rides good when he's riding with no pressure. Like now that he's kind of out of this title fight, watch him start doing better. I don't see it with him in head-to-head with Deegan yet.
As long as elephants still fly.
If he could get his mental game, like his mental strength better, I could, yes.
As long as the night shines bright with
But he's yet to show he could fucking do it. Hopefully today, man. I mean, there's three races, so we're gonna see it. I mean, we have to see it, right? We should see Ansty, Deegan, and Kitchen battle today.
70th celebration at the happiest place on earth.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance. The attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
As long as we have each other, anything is possible. The moment we enter our happy place. Join the 70th celebration at the happiest place on earth.
Order new Detroit-style slices and sticks for only $4.99 from Little Caesars. You get both of these Detroit-style favorites all to yourself. Aren't you spoiled? Look at you and your Detroit-style deep dish slices with crispy caramelized edges. And you'll get 4 pieces of Italian cheese bread topped with buttery garlic drizzle too. Wait, plus a side of crazy sauce? That's not fair. All right, I could just go get my own. Order Detroit-style slices and sticks for only $4.99.
Pizza, pizza. Sometimes I lose myself in the thrill of the deal. Goosebumps.
Goosebumps must be Kohl's end of season event. Save up to 50% on must-haves. Plus, get up to 85% off clearance at Kohl's and Kohls.com.
Welcome back. This is Race Day Live, presented by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and he's just keeping things rolling. Hayden Deegan once again taking that overall fast.
He's gone perfect the last 2 weekends.
Looking at the track here, talked about how this is breaking down. So how was it for you overcoming that? Obviously not too shabby. And how much of a factor do you think that's going to be tonight?
Yeah, it's going to be good. I'm excited. Going to be some fun racing, good battles, 3 races head-to-head. So I'm sure I'll put on a show for the crowd, whether they like it or not, and it's going to be a good time.
I believe him when he says that. That is Hayden Deegan.
Thank you, Haley. Hayden Deegan, first time in his career that
458 class.
Just 3 weeks in a row, dating back to San Diego, Anaheim 2, now fastest here. Levi Kitchen was fastest in that particular session, but Hayden Deegan overall the fastest. As now 450 Group A qualifying, fueled by Kroger. Eli Tomac with a 46.6 in Q1. Can he top that, or anybody top that? Gates down on the practice start. Look at the 96 on the inside.
The only thing, if you do start inside, it'll be very difficult to stay tucked in that next left-hand turn.
I think Jorge Prado's getting exposed after that first race.
Will be able to cut underneath you and get to the inside of you.
I can't wait for him in outdoors, but
so I do like somewhere around the box where Eli and Chase were.
Heat race winner. I don't think a main event winner yet, unless something crazy happens.
Kitchen was able to better his time. Ansty was able to better his time. Hayden Deegan and Ryder D not able to better their time from Q1. So wonder where we're at, where we're going to stack up in this 450 class. As Tomac is on top, 46.6. And he mentioned earlier, he told Haley, that was nearly a perfect lap.
And those don't come around. You might have 2 or 3 of those over the course of an entire season, but just speaks to where Eli is at, obviously in great form. And I think for the 94 of Ken Roxon, this would be a great time to get his first win of the season. So good. We talked about it a lot. So good out of the gate. So good early. Even if he gets a bad start, he's able to make a lot of good decisions early in the race to put himself up front. And like you said, you only need consistency. We know Ken is good at the beginning of these races. Maybe not the best guy at the end of a 20+1 main event. You got guys like Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb, Hunter Lawrence that are so good there. But this would be a great time for Kenny to bounce back from that 8th he had last weekend. He's riding great.
Well, interestingly enough, he's qualified fastest one time at a Triple Crown event. That was right here in Houston in 2019. So Kenny likes this building, always loves coming back here. He's had a lot of success inside NRG Stadium. Can he continue that streak here today? Looks good right now, throwing down a time here early in this session.
You can just tell as a rider, this track, there's no way these guys aren't having a good time today. You can just tell in their body language how the track flows. A lot of times when you get those long rhythm lanes, you're able to just connect the track and just have fun on your dirt bike. It looks like these guys are having a good time.
You want to talk about throwing down early. Ken Roxon just went to second with that lap.
47.2, Ken Roxon.
To do, JB, you know this. You've been here. It's so hard in qualifying to go out and throw a time that's going to hold up over the course of the practice early. It's easier to kind of
Masterpool 21st overall. He's right there.
But speaking of throwing down a time early, I think the 3 is going to be right there with him.
3 will throw down the time early, late. It doesn't matter. Eli Tomac is on it. Let's see what this lap time is. He goes to second in this session with a 47.7. So we're going to leave the times up. The overall times on the left side of your screen, just to give you a little context of where we're at. We're going to keep reminding you throughout this session who's fastest, what the times are. Is it speeding up? Is it slowing down? I'm really paying attention to a guy like Cooper Webb. 47.3. Can he better that time? He hasn't qualified inside the top 5 yet this season. Let's see if he can do it here today in Houston when it matters most for that gate pick.
Chase Sexton throwing down a time here. A lot of the guys starting to go far left in these whoops. You kind of lose a little time on entry because you make the track really long, have to really float wide out of that right-hand bowl corner. See some braking bumps starting to form there. I think you'll see actually a lot of braking bumps going into that corner because they have that start straight. They're going so fast. Goes low in this turn. And to me, this is what Chase does when he qualifies. He puts
Cooper Webb up to second in this session. Roxon first, Tomac third.
80 or 90% kind of builds into it. And that, to me, this is a build lap. Like he's basically warming up for the next lap, which will...
Marchbanks is 18th?
But if he doesn't, that's on me.
17th overall, 18th in this session.
Yep, I'm wrong. Third, 48.0 as Justin Cooper jumps him. Guys jumping all over the place. We've got several timing screens in here as Eli Tomac goes for another one. Can he better his 46.6? He's going for it. He is going for it this lap.
I love how he stayed to the right over that table single to give himself a little better radius for that 90-degree turn. Gets over the table clean. He's going to go inside in this turn, cut off some track.
All right, it looked good. What does he do?
47.3 for Eli, so only a 10th off of Ken Roxon in this session. But I think with that dream lap we saw from Eli,
Ando's fucking flying.
I don't imagine his goal of this session is to go out there and necessarily be the fastest guy. If that happens, great. But when you throw such a great time down early in the first qualifier, it kind of frees you up. You can experiment with the bike a little bit, try to find a direction, experiment with some different lines. This guy, the 21, Jason Anderson, a little under the radar, I think, so far this year, but he's been riding great. Led laps last weekend, and I love what he said in the post-race press conference. When Eli made that aggressive move on him, he said, I would have done the same thing, and I have so much respect for that type of mentality from the 21. Unbelievable rider. Just
my favorite rider, man. El Hombre.
For your 2018 champ.
That did better his time from the early qualifying session. 47.7 puts him
Marchbanks.
Marchbanks makes a mistake in the whoops.
Start to get a little fishtail. You see those edges. Also, there's a lot of traction in those whoops right now, and so when you have traction and the whoops are edgy, kind of wants to pull your bike from side to side. So I expect that to be, as always, that section's gonna. All
All right, we have to talk about the bubble. Justin Hill on the outside looking in. He's 19th overall right now at that 49.1.
And it looks like he knows he's 19th because he is on it.
48.9 is that number that he needs to get into the top 18.
Oh, he about to get it right here.
He does. He goes to 16th, 48.5. So Vince Freeze is on the outside looking in right now at that 48.9. So that's the magic number. Marchbanks is 18th, 48.7. So remember that number, 48.7. That's the cutoff line right now to go directly into the races tonight, to not have to race that last chance qualify that we're going to have live right here on Race Day Live. As soon as these qualifying sessions finish, they're going to line them up. Top 4 go to the races later on tonight to get some points, collect some money, collect some cash.
We just saw Chase Sexton on your screen finish a fast lap, 47.4 P3 in the session for Chase right now.
Oh, this guy, Quadlock Honda's Joey Savacci.
Savacci might do something tonight too.
Last week at Anaheim too. 8th overall right now. He's just in the mix. He's just in the mix with all the factory guys, which in our opinion, I know you agree with this is right where he belongs. He belongs up there battling for top 5s, potentially even podiums. That's just how great of a rider Joey Savacci is.
No doubt about it. He's looked the part so far this year, and we've seen it from Joey. We've seen the come up from him, had a great offseason, and he's going to start expecting those top 5s if he keeps putting himself up there. See Hunter, a little different line than what the other guys have been doing. He went all the way around the top of the turn in a solid lap for him. Goes to P2, 47.2 for the 96. And this is not necessarily his forte. Hunter is not a guy that you would have a lot of confidence in to go out there and be P1 in qualifying. But this is what I'm talking about. The guy is so honest with himself that he takes a look at his weaknesses. He goes to work on it. And he gets better. And you've seen that time and time again over the years. He gets better every single year. He's right up in it today.
Folks, when we talk about just the level of this 450 class, look at the lap times right here from 2nd to 7th. 1/10 of a second. I mean, that's unreal.
That's insane. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. See Chase going for another fast one here. He's got Malcolm Stewart.
All those 47s they're so close. 7th all the way to 10th. They're all on the 47.
Too much, but you see Chase go a little long on that single over table. Let's see, not sure. Chase Sexton to the top in this session, even being like he maybe got held up a little bit. 47.0 for the 4.
That has to feel good. 3 minutes remaining in this session. It'd feel even better if he could get down in the 46s. It would sure feel nice if you're a guy like Chase Sexton or Ken.
Fuck, I keep saying Kenny out.
Yep, I'm on the same second as Eli Tomac. See Malcolm Stewart on screen right there.
Hunter Lawrence 2nd in this session. 47.176. That's gonna put him 3rd.
That's what I'm talking about with kind of experimenting with different lines on the track because.
What was it? 47.12. 176. Yeah, that's gonna put him 3rd.
Let's see if he can put it together on a fast lap. He's kind of setting one up right now. He's giving himself a little bit of space. Let's see what the Red Bull KTM number 3 of Eli Tomac can do. 46.6 is his fastest so far. Can he better that? Down the left side of the whoops, fades back to the right.
And pay attention to Eli getting in the beginning of his corners. To me, he's more on the KTM. He's more confident when the bike is on lean angle, meaning he has confident that he has enough traction to lean the bike over like he does. And it just looks more repeatable than it ever has.
Let's see if he does. He goes off. He does not do it. That's right there. He would go table over 2 the lap before. Goes inside double. Still looks like a really fast lap.
It does. He stays inside there, gets this cleanly. Probably going to stay tucked in this left-hand turn. Solid time.
Goes to 2nd in this session with a 47.1, so still really, really fast. Hunter Lawrence goes to 3rd with a 47.1 as well. And just look at those times, folks. It is unbelievable how tight it is at the top.
1 to 10. 1 to 10, or I guess 2 to 10. 7/10 of a second between 2nd and 10th. That is like snapping your fingers or blinking your eye.
And think about the races later on today. Shorter races. these guys.
Yeah, the boys are flying right now. Holy fuck, they're all close, so close.
Race later on tonight. Guy like Cooper Webb, he can get a good start, get out front early. He's going to be a factor as he starts to take those Cooper Webb lines. He's starting to ride them in.
I think sometimes when there's still a little moisture on the track from them watering in the morning and you're the first guy to cut under all the ruts, there's a lot of loose dirt there. It's a little wet, so you don't get the same amount of traction, which is why he just came up a little short on that triple.
All right, Justin Hill outside looking in right now, 48.5 to Marchbanks is 48.5. He needs less than a tenth of a second to get into the races. Gonna go tight. Let's see what the 46 can do. He bettered his time barely, but he still is not enough.
Wow, 48.527 for Garrett Marchbanks in 18th. 48.569 from Justin Hill in 19th.
Wow, that's crazy. That is close. Malcolm Stewart, Rockstar Energy Factory Husqvarna machine. Malcolm's looking good inside the top 10. He's 9th right now, the 47.7, so he's in the mix of those guys inside the top 10, looking good here today.
And he's really done a great job riding through this injury. Just the way he's been going about his main event.
Yeah, that's crazy. He's doing so good with that injury.
Taking some different lines, trying to make it a little easier on the body, but so far, A+ across the board for Malcolm, considering the circumstance.
Absolutely, Malcolm Stewart, one of the fan favorites, one of the toughest guys out here. But that man, he's going to qualify fastest for the 3rd time here in a Triple Crown event. And guess what happened all 3 of those times? He won all 3 of those overalls as well. Now this is going to be the 4th time he's qualified fastest. Can he make it 4 for 4 when he's qualified fastest in the Triple Crowns? We're going to find out. He's looking awfully good here in Houston so far today on that Red Bull KTM. 46.6 from Eli Tomac. Chase Sexton with a 47.0. And look at those times all the way down to 10.
Wow.
It is tight out there in this 450 class. Stay tuned. We're going to hear from Eli Tomac again when we come back.
You know, WeatherTech isn't just for new cars. No matter how old or new your car is, it deserves WeatherTech. With laser-measured protection for practically every car on the road, we've got you covered. Because messes don't care what year your car is. Whatever you're driving, we got it. We got it. We got it. Got it. We got it. We got it. We've got it. Oh, we got it. No matter what year your vehicle is, it deserves WeatherTech. Order your American-made protection today at WT.com. We're WeatherTech. You know we got it.
Mr. Claus, you forgot this.
For an unforgettable gift. Hurry into the Mercedes-Benz Holiday Love Celebration now. Savor a salted brown butter moment. That's Dawes.
Welcome back to Race Day Live, presented by Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and he still has to get through 3 Triple Crown races, but Eli, history has shown us that this is a good sign of what's to come. So just tell me, what's it going to take for you going into that first race? We know that you tend to really capitalize in this format.
I just need to go do what I'm doing right now, which is making some clean laps. I'm feeling really good on this track right now. Of course, the track slowed down just a little bit. Whoops got a little torn up. Some of the ruts were a little bit deeper, so I've got a couple of good fast laps in there. But overall, ready for that Triple Crown.
Do you enter days like this ahead of a Triple Crown with a certain attitude or maybe optimism, or is the approach the same no matter the format?
Hey, I like Triple Crowns. I always, for the most part, I have some pretty good overall results here. So looking forward to those 3 sprints and seeing what kind of speed we got tonight.
We're looking forward to it as well. ET3 fastest overall.
Thank you, Haley. Eli Tomac looking good, like he has all of 2026 so far here, starting the season earlier this year with 2 straight wins and a podium 1 week ago in Anaheim too. Mitchell Harrison on screen, but joining us, hanging out with AC and I up here in the booth, Lawson Craddock. Thank you so much for joining us, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is sweet.
This is awesome. The hometown boy on RDL. This feels good.
I don't know what I'm doing, but this is insane. You guys are nuts.
So cool to have. Look, you're a cycling legend. You're 2-time time trial U.S. Olympic or U.S. champ. You're an Olympian. Done the Tour de France, bunch of world tours. I mean, me being a cycling fan.
Oh, you're into it.
I'm into it. Followed you for a long time, but I really want you to tell the story about you two. You two have became really, really good friends. But how did this happen?
Oh, you know. Well, it all happened COVID. Turns out something did come out of it. And Adam and I, we had a couple mutual sponsors along the way. We kind of knew each other, didn't know too much of each other. But over COVID, one day, we just picked up the PlayStation controller and started gaming nonstop.
That's it.
I'm ready for the actual main event, man. Shit. I'm excited.
A lot of athletes, and maybe this didn't transfer your generation. You weren't there yet.
In the 60s?
Maybe Pac-Man or something like that. But a lot of us dirt bike racers, cyclists, whatever, there's so much downtime, so much recovery time where you have to not be doing a lot. So we logged a lot of hours on PlayStation playing Call of Duty. Then I showed up as our other friend Nate is here as well. He invited me to his wedding. I'd never met him before in my life, and now this guy is my best friend. So I'm just stoked. I'm stoked to have you here, man.
This is awesome. This is so cool to watch you guys do your thing, watch the racers race. I mean, it is insane what you guys do, and I know all sports are all relative in their own mind, but as a fan, as a person watching you guys fly in the air, like insane. Well, I got a question.
Yeah, hit me.
Put me on a bike right now. What's my lap time?
Fucking a minute.
Right now? Well,
it's a great question.
35.
I've seen you ride a mountain bike, my friend, and we still have a little work to do in terms of the jumps.
Yeah, I'm Napoleon Dynamite out there.
But yeah, I think you could probably keep her under 2 minutes.
I like that.
I think. What do you think, JB?
Is he faster on a mountain bike around the track than a dirt bike?
You'd probably give him a cyclocross bike and he'd put a faster time down. Well, you have a little history in dirt bike racing. Your dad, Tom, he raced here like back in the 70s in Astrodome.
Astrodome, right across the street. Yeah, he's got some sweet pictures. He was, I think, the Astrodome's first, Supercross race. Yeah, he was there racing, and he's got some good stories, good pictures, and I think he'd probably put me down.
Yeah, we'll get you out here one of these days, Law.
Love it. Love it. 450 Group B qualifier out there now. Mitchell Harrison, Time Master Pool, Josh Cartwright. These guys on the outside looking in. Justin Hill is 19th. He's going to have to ride that last chance qualifier. But Garrett Marchbanks just squeaking in with a 48.5. So guys like the number 44 of Time Master Pool, that's what he's aiming for. 48.5.
Come on, Master Pool.
Master Pool sitting at a 52.9 in this session and a 50.0 overall. So he's got some work to do, AC.
Well, everything we've seen from Master Pool in this session so far, to me it looks like the riding's starting to come around a little bit. When you take a lot of time off, come in, he didn't do the first couple races, it's going to take a second to get back into the swing of things, and he doesn't look overly fast right now, but he looks solid, and that's a perfect spot for him to be in right now.
Lawson, it's so fun to have guys like you at the races because you've done your sport at the very highest level. Take us inside the Tour de France. Look, you finished, what was it, 2018 with a broken shoulder?
Yep. I would not recommend doing that.
But it's similar to our sport, right? You race injured, but just talk about how grueling the Tour de France is. I think a lot of folks at home probably follow that and just take us
yeah,
through
definitely
the whole
don't.
month and how grueling that actually is.
Right, and one thing that normal person doesn't realize about professional sports is not about the tour. It's about the year leading into the tour. All the dedication, all the work, all the effort. You know, waking up, it's 30 degrees outside, it's raining. What are you gonna do? You got to be on the bike training. That's what gets you to the tour, and it starts so far ahead of time. And you brought up 2018 when stage one, halfway through the stage, I crashed, fractured my shoulder. And my only thought was, man, I put so much effort into it. My family put so much effort into it. There's so much sacrifice. I can't go home, you know? And so, yeah, I got done with that stage, and it was like, man, how do I find motivation to continue? How do I push through and make it through the hardest endurance sporting event in the world? And, you know, finding that motivation. But as with all of us, the motivation comes from within. At the end of the day, it's how hard can you push. Everyone's in pain. Everyone hurts. No one at the tour is enjoying it.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy.
What can you do, and who can suffer the most? And yeah, it's great. You know, the tour, any professional sports, all athletes. I think the greatest thing that we are given is the ability to learn who we are and what we are. You know, and what we stand for. And for that, I'll be forever grateful. I'm so happy with my life now. I'm running a roofing company here in Houston with my dad, and I find so much fulfillment out of that. Being at home, giving wishing my children a good night every single night. It's fantastic, and I just feel so grateful for the life that I've lived so far.
Well, I can tell you, a lot of these racers use this app called Training Peaks, where you download your heart rate information, you can see your power output on the bicycle and whatnot. Lawson would send me his training files, and I'd compare them to mine.
Your FTP is not the same?
The volume of training that you guys have to do, sit on your bike every day, 6-7 hours, is pretty unbelievable. And it doesn't surprise me that you've hit the ground running post-racing. Guy's just a hard worker across the board.
I mean, that's what the number one lesson that you learn is how do you actually put your nose to the grindstone? How do you put yourself above the next person? And that is a lesson I will forever be grateful.
So there's a thing in cycling, a lot of folks at home probably know, but FTP, functional threshold power. All of us here in the Supercross world, we all love riding bicycles. We probably all take an FTP test at one point. What was the highest, Lawson? Where were we at when we were in the tour?
Man,
or world tours?
So we would go out and do a 20-minute test, you know, and that's how you take your FTP. And at the time, my best numbers, and I know a lot of dirt bike guys aren't necessarily cycling fans, so it may not mean.
No, they are.
But,
Yeah, they cycle. That's part of their fucking program. What the fuck?
4:48 for 20 minutes at 154 pounds.
That's insane.
And I was a mid-tier rider. You know?
Yeah,
guys are much better than me.
What I always tell people is, like, go to your local group ride, and the best guy in your local group ride that you think is just the best of all time, put him up against someone like you, and it's just different story.
Right. I would train with a bunch of local guys, like over the off season. I'd come out of the winter being like, I'm amazing. Yeah. And then I'd go to a training camp with all other professionals.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
Yeah, I guess I'm not as good as I thought.
Yeah.
Some work to do.
We've all been there at Anaheim 1, haven't we? JB, making moves in the off-season, you come out, you just don't have it.
It's very similar, probably for Ty Masterpool riding this off-season. Everything's great, all good. Then you come line up with guys like Eli Tomac, who's thrown out 46.6 to Masterpool's 50.0. So there's some time to be made up right there. Masterpool right now 22nd overall, top 18 go. Marchbank's still on the cutoff line right now, 48.5. Let's see if Masterpool can better his time.
You know, I respect from the Masterpool camp to come out here and make your first race. I know he's a Texan and it makes sense that way, but for your first race in the Premier Class privateer effort to be at a Triple Crown, JB, that is bold. These Triple Crowns are difficult to get into.
No doubt about it. I see Harrison on screen right now. He's 20th overall, so if it ended right now, he would be going to that last chance qualifier. And you want to talk about a stacked last chance qualifier? Justin Hill's going to be in there. He's a 250.
Justin Hill and the LCQ is going to be crazy.
No, there's going to be some heavy hitters, JB, and we have it right here on RDL. We're calling races.
Oh,
Let's
I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. Harrison threw down a little better time, 49.5. He's still a full second away from Justin Hill. So times are tight. They're at the top. Try to get into that top 18. 66 of Cole Thompson on screen right now. Thompson's 5th overall in this session with a 50.2.
As someone that doesn't, I would say you're a fan of the sport, but you're not like diehard, been watching it forever. What impresses you the most about what these guys do? Is there anything on the track they do specifically you're like, how do you do that?
Man, I just...
Not to put you on the spot.
No, it's great, but I'm watching him just go so smooth over these jumps, over these ramps, hitting the doubles, triples, and it's so effortless. To me, that is insane.
Is it?
You know, I spend my life racing on the
It looks like it is effortless.
I do not know how to fly like these guys. Like you guys.
We'll get you there.
I'm gonna be there at some point. It might take a couple of kitchen passes from the wife.
Yeah, oh yeah. me, you, JB. Let's do a long weekend in Park City. Take the ski lifts up, down. What do you think, Justin?
There we go. I'm
yeah,
into it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Absolutely into it.
Man, I don't. You guys tell me though. It's we're looking at Justin Hill. Right on the verge, outside looking in. But how much of a difference is from him to Tomac? That can't be.
Well, it's interesting. Justin Hill is an interesting one because on his best day, the gap probably isn't that far.
He'd be as good as anybody.
He's unbelievably talented. Won a lot of races on a 250. Has been up there. Has been on the podium in this class. It's really just a weekend-to-weekend basis. But right now with this track, this top 10, this is the closest we've had in times all year, JB.
Well, if you think about from Tomac to Marchbanks, who's 18th, it's less than 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds elapsed. So it's really, really tight.
We did see Mitchell Harrison, who was the first guy to go table over 2 in press yesterday. He saved it for the last lap of Q2, but he just did it. Table over 2.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to the 41.
Absolutely. First one to do it. He's going to show it off a little bit. A little slower line, though, it seems like.
Definitely. You're going way too high. There's not enough of a berm there to catch you when you get to the ground. Guys are going to be going table, single, inside.
I think it's just Futures second qualifying next, and then LCQs.
Come out here in Q2 as it does come out. There's Mitchell Harrison. He's going to be lining up here shortly in that 450 last chance qualifier to try to make it into the races along with Justin Hill, Cade Place, and Cartwright, Masterpool, Thompson. They're all going to be in that last chance qualifier. Freddie Noren's going to be in there as well. How about Moran's? He's been in a main event this season. He's going to try to make another one.
This is going to be a good one.
3 times later on tonight, live on Peacock. But the last chance qualifier is going to be live right here on Race Day Live, coming up shortly after qualifying. Stay tuned. We're not done yet.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
As long as we have each other, anything is possible. The moment we enter our happy place. Join the 70th celebration at the happiest place on earth.
In sports, we often wish we could have a do-over. You know, a second chance.
Got that right.
1986, Game 6.
Really?
Still wish you had a second chance at that tough loss back in 75?
Look now, John Hamm.
Wish you had another chance at winning it all, Barry?
Come on. We're still talking about this?
You can't get a second chance with any of that. But with BetMGM, you can. Lock in the second chance offer for football all season long. BetMGM Sportsbook. Make it legendary.
Wellness perfectly picked for you. Now at Target.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diane.
Hi, I just received my new Discover card. It says cash back on every purchase. What's cash back?
It's new. Buy what you need, earn a little extra back.
Even on walkie-talkies, rope, and a baseball bat?
You betcha.
10 to 15 pumpkins? That works.
Absolutely.
How about flowers?
What he meant to say was flamethrower.
A what?
Flamethrower.
Team Dunlop Elite.
Alongside Team Dunlop Elite Rider Beckham Smith, 11 years old, Amarillo, Texas. It's got to feel good to be in your home state.
Yeah, it feels good to be
He's gonna pick Kitchen to win. These Dunlop kids always pick Kitchen.
But yeah, it's pretty cold here right now, but it's warming up and getting ready.
Let's talk about how hot of a season it was for 2025 with you. 5 championships at Mini-O's, 4 at Spring-A-Ding-Ding. Man, what a season.
Yeah, 2025 was a good year, but this year we're going to see if we can get any more titles at every race that we can go to. Spring-A-Ding, Loretta's, Mini-O's, everywhere that we go, I want to get as many as championships that I can.
I know you want to win the championships, but we always seem to pick the same tire because it's so durable. What is it?
The MX-14, because doesn't matter what condition you're in, the MX-14 will hook up no matter what, and that's the tire that I'm going to be choosing.
Now, if you had to pick 3 keywords to describe a Dunlop tire, what would you choose?
Durable, grippy, and reliable.
Okay, now we're going to roll into tonight's race here in Houston. Who do you pick for the 250?
Tomac and Kitchen.
Well, I'm going to I'm cheering for my brother. He's racing KTM Junior Challenge. And 450 Eli Tomac, 250 Hayden Deegan.
Oh, hey, whoa. That's the first one I've seen choose Deegan. I was half right, though.
I did KTM Junior Challenge in 2023, and I won Arlington. Then I went to Salt Lake, and I won Salt Lake, too.
Well, I got to tell you, he's a winner because the tires that he chose. Team Dunlop Elite rider Beckham Smith, always going with Dunlop.
Thank you, Lurch. Good to see Beckham Smith here hanging out. I was actually watching his brother earlier with him, and his brother's awfully impressive, too.
That kid's special.
Who we got? Group C?
Speaking of special.
Forgot about Group C.
Special to start the season. Joining us up here in the booth, Joey Savacci. What a start to the season here in 2026. What's up, Joey?
How you doing?
How's it feel? How's it feel being up there now? I know, where are you at on expectation? I think we all know that you're plenty capable of being a top 5 guy. Do you expect that of yourself early in the season?
Well, I mean, to be honest, you know, the goal going into the season was, at least for A1, like, let's be inside the top 8, top 9 to start the season. Like, let's get us a platform, and then let's try to be 5 to 8. You know, that is the goal week in and week out. I think if I can get good starts and put myself in a position to succeed, I really believe 5 to 8 is achievable every weekend. And I think if I do that, you know, it's a big task. Obviously, we're not a factory team by any means. We're doing it on our own, so we don't have all the cool tricks and tricked out parts that maybe some of the other guys do, but it says a lot about where we are. Yeah, expectations, hard not to get ahead of ourselves, especially after the couple weekends we've had. But I also have been around enough to know that as easy as it comes, sometimes it can't always be easy. So I got to try to keep myself level-headed when it comes to that, and that's why I think 5 to 8, if I can just keep clicking those off every weekend, I think that says a lot, and I think that's a realistic, achievable goal.
Well, the last 2 weeks you've done that. You're 5th a couple weeks ago in San Diego, then you back it up with a 6th. Kind of came from behind and was able to pass your way into 6th. We're going to talk about today, Triple Crown race format. You're 11th in qualifying, but how tight are those times? Adam and I were mentioning it, Dirt, while you were on track. It's unbelievable. Basically from 2nd all the way to you is so tight.
Yeah, I mean, you know, looking at the times, it's there's 3 guys all in the same 10th, right? So, like, and then 2 tenths, that's all the way to 8th. So it's going to be, I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it's a night of starts, right?
Yeah.
I think anybody who can put themselves up front for 3 starts in a row, I think your chances of succeeding go up drastically. So yeah, I mean, the name of the game tonight, let's get off the gate, and yeah, let's try to put ourselves up front and give ourselves a chance to succeed.
So we saw when we walked down the track yesterday for press, they put a lot of sand on the topsoil. How is that? We've seen guys, Hayden says it's a little slick in the turns. Eli's like there's a lot of traction. How is the sand working into the track?
Yeah, I'm not surprised Eli said that. He sits,
yeah, right?
so far back. I mean, he makes traction out of nothing. So it's definitely got a little bit of slickness to it. But all in all, I mean, dude, it's like when you look at it now, it's hard to even see that there is sand in it, right? So I don't know. I don't think they mixed it in. I think it was more of a top coat. So I think by the time the first couple practices went through and they did some track work, I think we lost some of it.
Right.
But I mean, all in all, we're trending in the right direction as far as dirt goes, traction and technical skill goes. So yeah, we're in a good place.
Love it. I want to talk about your team a little bit, that Quad Lock Honda team. You've mentioned how comfortable you are on the motorcycle. And look, it's not a factory team, but sometimes that's fine. You got a little more leeway on things you can change on the motorcycle. So just talk about how comfortable you are and talk about the team Quad Lock Honda.
Yeah, I mean, that is an advantage to not being, per se, stuck.
That'd be crazy if you could win a moto tonight.
You know, we do have the advantage of being able to try things that maybe factory wouldn't be able to try. We made a change after SMX this year, and I went to KYB. So that to me was a big change, but also we got a new suspension guy right around SMX time, Matt from Active Ride. So it's been enjoyable, honestly. I went through a couple of years of just struggling and not even having fun. Results aside, I think we all know that it's getting harder and harder to have good results. The cost just keeps getting deeper and deeper. But for results aside, there was a period where I just really wasn't having that much fun, and to have the team around me and to have the freedom to test and try some things that maybe we wouldn't be able to try elsewhere has freed it up. And the biggest thing is I'm enjoying riding again. I am very much happy with my motorcycle. I'm happy with where I'm at mentally, and yeah, it's I get to go race dirt bikes for a living on the weekend, right? It's not a bad gig, but yeah.
It can feel like that sometimes, though.
It does, and that's where I got a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old at home, so going home to that is a reality reset, right? This is my everything. I love racing, and it's all I've done my whole life, but it's nice to have that headspace when I go home to kind of step away from just only concerning myself with motorcycles. I did that for so long that everything, dinner, breakfast, lunch, talk, bed, everything was just dirt bikes. So to have that
dirt bike
get away and have that refreshment of my kids got a play coming up, or my kids are in basketball, or they have other activities going on. So to have that, to be able to kind of take your mind off, is refreshing.
Well, because I think when you keep dirt bikes, you always want to keep the main thing. But what you're talking about, I think a lot of us have fallen into that trap. Yeah. And I think when it's not going well, because it's everything and you don't have anything to fall back on, that's what makes it tough. So, and I've heard you talk about that a lot, JB. Once you had a family, it just adds a little perspective.
It's just, it's hard not to get spun out, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I'm at this year. My goal is 5 to 8 every weekend. Now, would I love to do better? Yeah, of course. But I also have learned in the past that, number one, 5 to 8 is nothing to turn your head at. Right?
No. Yeah.
And number two, okay, so let's say after San Diego we got 5th. Now, why should my expectations all jump to 3rd, right? What we're doing is working, so let's keep our head level. Let's build. And sometimes it's easy to get spun out in that aspect. So to have that reset and to not just be constantly thinking about that it's a nice reset.
It can kind of be a trap sometimes to get 5th and then say, okay, now I want to be 3rd every week, and it's a little bit of a trap.
I've done that, and you go out and you have a good race, and then all of a sudden you went from having these expectations of this to this, and then you have one good race on this side of the expectation, and then all of a sudden that's the low end and it needs to move. And I've spun myself out before, and it turns very quickly when you start raising expectations quicker than needed. So I'm trying not to do that.
Well, I can tell you when you're up front, Joey, you look just like those guys. You don't look out of place at all. So, I think you keep putting yourself up there, right? Yeah. Eventually it'll happen.
How about that rhythm lane right there, that the 411 of Scott Meshy just went through right here?
Yep.
Over the table. We've been talking about it all day.
Literally all day.
Is that the toughest section of the track, to get over that table in that tight pocket?
Well, it depends. Are you circulating at 80%? Are you clicking off laps? No, because you have that little bit of a window to kind of set up for it. Now, are you trying to race a lap?
Trying to race that bit.
And still have enough in the pocket to make the next jump? That's where things get a little bit difficult, So for me, sometimes qualifying's almost harder. You're trying so hard that you're not getting the backsides of the transitions, and you're rushing things. And obviously Triple Crown is not a lot of time to mellow out, but main event time or come race time, you tune it back just that tiny little bit, to where sometimes you might sacrifice a little bit at the beginning just to make sure you get the downside, right? Because you might race the corner, and let's say you make up 2/10 in the corner by rushing it, but then you can't get the rest of the rhythm. Yeah. Well, then you're giving up 4/10. So it's where do you give and where do you take? And that's where the excitement comes with actually racing the track. You got to think about those kind of things.
Last question for me, Joey. JB and I have been talking all day about where's the best spot on the gate. What are we seeing down there? Next to the box or inside?
Well, it depends who you talk to, right? I prefer to go inside.
Say Joey's an inside guy.
Yeah,
He's an inside guy.
I prefer to go inside. Just you kind of control your own destiny more or less from there. If you have the start and you're in front of everybody, you control everybody to your outside. You don't have to worry about it. The outside can work, but if for some reason you don't execute, there's a chance you get pushed all the way to the box, right? So I think if you're playing the odds, I think the inside is probably a little bit more favorable, especially with 3 starts in a row. So, yeah, tonight, obviously 11th pick's not terrible, but I would love to be a little bit further up with a little bit more options. But yeah, I'll be lining up inside.
Always nice when the second turn is a left-hand turn as well. So you go left. So if you're on the inside,
you're
get
on the inside
trapped
for the
on the
next
inside.
one.
The first one, you're still on the inside for the second one.
Yep.
Joey, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Have a great race later on today. 3 races. We're going Triple Crown racing. 450 Group C qualifying is done. Logan Leitzel on top of that 52.4. That puts him 31st overall. So he'll be going to our last chance qualifier, which is coming up next. Stay tuned. We're going to go last chance qualifier racing after this short break.
It's gonna be nice, man. It's gonna be pretty crazy right now.
No way this all fits.
Watch me.
Oh, we're watching, Gary. They're right. We need WeatherTech.
I thought they only make floor liners.
Really, Gary? Really, Gary? Who do you think made the seat protector, side window deflectors, no-drill mud flaps?
And the cup foam.
And I just ordered WeatherTech's newest products.
Calling it Time Master Pool LCQ winner.
And increased storage capacity with a roof basket up top.
WeatherTech for the win.
Buy American at WT.com.
The IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship separates itself from other forms of racing with its multiple classes of cars. He's got to run! Racing on track at the same time and different race durations depending on the venue and event.
It's a true test of man and machinery, but it's a group test of people.
There are 2 types of cars racing simultaneously, prototypes and GT vehicles.
It's fun, it's challenging. I think that's what it makes it so special.
It can be rough out there. But when you're in here, it's smooth sailing. We go above and beyond to bring you the best for less. And we've been doing it since people use these. And we're these. Ooh. Our buyers score you all the pretty without the pricey. Ooh, hand-painted. The best part, the fam keeps growing. 2 stores, endless new finds, every day. Isn't it great here?
Race Day Live is brought to you by Alpine Stars, delivering the very first purpose-built motocross boot in 1963 to the now iconic Tech 10 boot. The Alpine Stars name is built on working with the fastest riders in motocross to push function, innovation, and protection. 6 decades of wins, championships, and above all, safer riders at all levels. Alpine Stars and the world's top racers. One goal. One vision.
Welcome back to Race Day Live. There you see the track crew out there getting the tracks just right for that last
LCQ time.
The 250 class gate drop just over 5 minutes. But first, we're going to check in with the fantasy experts, Chase and Charles, to see what they're thinking about this.
What's going on, Race Day Live? It's Charles and Chase, your RM Fantasy S experts. Somebody that we talked about a lot on the show this week was Hunter Lawrence. He's due for a win, and he is definitely a title contender, but we do have one question about him.
So the question we have is for Hunter. Look, we know this guy could win the championship this year, but is it important? Is there some urgency for him to grab that first win this weekend moving forward to really establish himself as a threat for race wins and that title championship? Because we know the longer it takes to get that first win, it's probably going to make it that much harder to win this championship at the end of the year. So I haven't picked a win tonight because I think this is the time for him to get it done. But what are your thoughts? Does Hunter need to get that first win tonight to truly establish?
He might, but I don't. Just takes him a little bit to warm up.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. And look, Adam, that's a great question. But for me, I don't think he has to. I think he's proven enough already. I don't think Hunter Lawrence has to win here today.
Just get the podium.
Again, or even a couple more weeks,
Get the win if you can, but if you can, just get the podium.
Well, that's the trap that you can get into, and I've been there, is you haven't got your first win yet, and you keep thinking about it, and that's all you want to do. You put all this pressure on yourself to go out there and win. I don't think Hunter's mentally disciplined. He's not going to let himself do that. I think as long as he is up in the mix, top 5, top 3, not losing too many points, when the win does come, I think it'll free him up a bit. He's gotten a lot better even from the start of the season until now. So, no, he doesn't have to win tonight just to be up in the mix.
All right, we're going to do some picks who we think we're going to win here on Race Day Live. Lurch, who's your pick to win the race?
Guys, for me, the pick is going to come easy. It's going to be
Thury. Oh, talking about the
Look at the way
race.
Season has started.
Not talking about LCQ.
Crown. He's one of the best at them. So, by far, I'm going to put my money on Eli Tomac for the win here at the first Triple Crown.
Well, it's hard to bet against Eli Tomac, especially how good he is looking here today. But AC, your pick to win.
I'm picking the 96. Hunter
like
Lawrence.
that.
It's really, I mean, you look at the times right now, top 10 are all in the same 10th of a second. Basically, you can pick any one of these guys, but I love where Hunter's at right now. I think even from round 1 to now, the opening laps for him have been really good. He's come a long way in that area. He's a great starter, consistent, good in the race. I like Hunter tonight.
I like that as well. Haley, who are you picking to win the race?
Well, let me start off by saying this one has been excruciatingly difficult to pick because we have some serious options in front of us. But +1 to what you just said, AC, I'm also going to go with the number 96. I mean, his starts and what he's done overall has been highly repeatable. So I'm going to go out on a limb only because Hunter Lawrence has not won a Supercross race. But tonight could be the night. I think I like what I see from him, so Hunter Lawrence is my pick.
Thank you, Haley. Appreciate that. And look, we did not know who we were going to pick, but I'm going to be a copycat here and copy you and Haley. I'm going with the 96 as well. Hunter Lawrence, in my opinion, he's ready.
Bandwagon.
He's ready to get the win. And remember, you don't have to win any
Roxon,
races
Hunter,
to win the
Sexton.
overall. So 3 of us, myself, Adam, and Haley, we're all picking Hunter Lawrence. Lurch picking Eli Tomac, and for great reason. Of course, Eli Tomac is going to be fantastic here tonight. And that's what the fans picked as well. Look, the fans are probably smarter than all of us.
Well, I do think that now that we've reached the stage of the championship where we really haven't talked a lot about Cooper Webb today, there's a good chance
Cooper Webb might
tonight as well. I'm going to stick with Hunter Lawrence, but just keep your eye on the 2. Or on the 1, excuse me.
The defending champ, Cooper Webb. We're getting ready to go. Last chance qualifier racing here in the 250 class. Let's go down trackside to Haley.
Yeah, let's sweeten this deal because every weekend with our last chance qualifiers, RockyMountainATVMC.com is contributing $1,000 to a selected privateer, and that rider for this 250 LCQ is Lane Shaw. There you see him right there on the big screen, the number 129. So let's sweeten this deal even more because if he is in the top 4 and they're doubling the money, he's getting an extra G on top of that. So
getting extra G.
Shaw, the number 129, he is the recipient of that Rocky Mountain ATVMC.com 250 privateer payout.
Love to see it. Lane Shaw from right here and nearby. He's from Texas. Always love racing in front of your hometown friends and family. He's going to do everything he can to collect that $1,000, that extra $1,000, and put $2,000 in his pocket.
And he's hyped up. You saw him down there yelling on the gate. All these guys have a little bit of a different routine of how they get hyped up for this race, but it doesn't get any more intense than this. Top 4 go, Triple Crown racing, a short race here. You got to get out to a good start and make it happen early in the race. Let's go, JB. Let's go.
Let's go. Last chance qualifier racing, 5 minutes plus a lap for all these riders to try and get it done. Nico Koch went to the line first. He missed it by 2/10 of a second.
30-second board.
He's going to want to redeem himself as the 30-second board is up. And we talk about it all the time, AC. Last chance qualifiers, anything goes here. You have to get into the top 4 if you want to score some points, put some more money in your pocket.
I got 30 winning this.
Dominic Thury, he's going to do everything he can. He's been in 2 career Triple Crowns in the past, so he's no stranger. The 30-second board goes sideways. Here we go. Pay attention to that inside right there from the middle of your screen.
Yeah, Varola and 30 right there.
Slade Varola gets there first. He's off to a good start. How about Lane Shaw up there in second?
think Joey Savatgy was on to sum up the inside. The 805 able to stay tucked to the corner, controlled the corner the whole way up front. This is exactly what he had in mind going to the gate right now.
964, Dominic Thury in second.
Let's see how gnarly these dudes get right here.
So he's no stranger to qualifying.
Jorgensen's right there, third.
These things, but if you're the 804, 805 of Slade Varela, this is exactly what you want to do. This is the playbook that you've been scripting all week long. Get a good start. Run away and hide. He needs to get away from all these guys because, look, second, third, fourth, fifth, it's going to be a madness back there.
And as a racer, there's nothing better in this situation than getting out front early. And you can just tell he came up a little short on that triple, but a solid opening lap. He knows what to do at the front of this race. And the worst thing that you could do in this position is start thinking about who's behind you or defending your position. He knows he's in the show right now, but he's got to remain offensive and focused on the task at hand.
Able to nail that rhythm section right there. That's going to be a huge time saver as Thury's just 1.2 the second behind. And they've got a big gap to Jorgensen, a massive gap.
Yeah, these two are flying.
Short race like this as Shaw goes up into third. So something must have happened there between second and third. You can see that 5.5 second gap.
Oh, look at these fools. Slosher and Shaw.
Oh, yeah, and you see the whoops. They haven't had a chance. The track crew has not prepped the whoops from practice until now. So you start to see in the middle of the whoops starting to get a little V rut where a lot of the guys are the most comfortable just going directly down the middle.
Yellow flag.
Yellow flags, guys off the track. Neither of these guys able to do that triple out right now. Just double, table, single, table, single. Ooh, this is going to get good.
This is going to get good, and you wish you could have eyes in the back of your head if you're Lane Shaw, knowing you got a little bit of a gap right there as he makes a big mistake.
How many more times are we going to talk about that single table today, JB? Luckily, he's not able, doesn't lose too many positions. Gets back in it still. That fourth last.
Jorgensen's going to pass him.
245's making
no?
a run.
Jorgensen right here trying to go up the inside. He's going to square it off, go double, triple. Then he's going to be on the outside, though, right here. What does Shaw do? Does he protect?
Neither of them able to get that triple out. I think them grooming that corner, they don't have a great rut in that corner to get the speed to triple. But Lane able to nail that three onto the tabletop, gives himself a little breathing room, but makes another mistake.
Haley, you have more on Lane Shaw?
Yeah, he has been trying so hard this year.
Ooh, 30 in the first.
He's been getting in his own way, so this weekend it's back to basics. We're focused on
what happened to Koch? You go down?
Love to hear it. It's all about having fun. This probably isn't much fun right now, though.
Koch, whatever the fuck his name is.
Matty Jorgensen for that final transfer spot. Jorgensen needs it. Shaw does not want to give it up. Shaw makes a mistake down the inside of the whoops.
See two different lines in the whoops. I like this line from Jorgensen down the right side of the whoops. Is able to get alongside Shaw, but Shaw controls the corner right now. He's going for it.
Damn, these two are going.
Went up the inside. Not able to do that rhythm lane. And
oh, he's going to get him.
He's is if they allow Rowley and Bloy and these guys to get up.
I think Shaw goes down right now.
Then it becomes a three-rider party, not just a two, as they're catching Schlosser right now. Schlosser's in third. They've even caught Varela, so this is going to be a 4 or 5-way battle for the final transfer spot.
And if you're Lane Shaw right now, the best thing you could do is focus on passing the guy in front of you and not focus on.
Oh, Jorgensen took him down.
Final transfer spot.
Shaw
right
gets
there.
taken down and will not be going to the races later on tonight. Triple Crown Racing, unfortunately,
damn,
not going to take home that extra $1,000 either from Rocky Mountain ATV MC. Part of it, though. Yeah, I mean, this last chance qualifier. If you're Jorgensen, you have to make moves like that. He had to go, and
well, it's
what he had to do.
It's difficult when you have pressure from behind. You kind of have to. If you protect the insides, you're going to lose time. Let's check out the replay. Here you see he maybe just didn't think Jorgensen was close enough. Goes to the top of the turn. And I don't even think Jorgensen necessarily meant to take him out. Anytime you're crossing ruts to get to the top of the turn, the bike can get a little out of control, but aggressive move from Jorgensen. He's in the show as of now.
Schlosser able to get around Varela. Jorgensen able to get up into the top 4 spots, and they've got a gap on 5th. So now, once again, if these guys had eyes,
oh shit,
they would know they have a gap. and they would work together.
Both of them looking fucking sketchy in the whoops.
You're going all in right now. You can see Verola starting to come back to you. He was in the lead, then he was second, then he was third. Now he's fourth. You got to go all in if you're the 900 of Rowley.
No doubt about it, but how about this ride from Jorgensen? This is the best he's looked all year, working the right side of that whoops, gives himself a little bit of breathing room. It's nice to be inside the transfer window, but if you can put a couple riders between yourselves and that final transfer spot, you always feel a little better about it. But a great ride so far from the 245.
Verola's got to keep it rolling right now, and if he makes this main event, this would be the last main he made was Anaheim 2 2024, so it's been a while.
Ooh, come on, Verola.
Well. He's got one to go to try to get in the main.
One to go, and as a racer, you're in this spot. It's a dream for a lot of these guys to get into the main event, especially in a Triple Crown. And he's going to be fighting some wandering thoughts right now. He's going to be thinking about, man, this is my goal. I'm in the show. I'm almost there, and your mind can get a little bit ahead of you, and you kind of just have to keep bringing yourself back to the present moment. You see him taking the less risky line there, going double, double, double instead of doing those triples. He's got a decent amount of breathing room. Looks like he's going to do it, JB.
Looks like he's going to do it. This man's definitely going to do it. Dominic Thury has dominated this last chance qualifier, and really no surprise. Dominic's an incredible rider. He's been in some mains before. He's going to get this checkered flag and accomplish exactly what he set out to do. Nice little whip. He's going to the 3 races later on today.
Nice. I called it. I said 30.
He does. He makes his first main event since Anaheim 2 2024. What a cool moment for the 805 awesome. Right there.
A lot of hours. Even these guys, we don't see them at the top of the order on the podium all the time. These guys are still working their butts off during the week to be here. Love to see that story. First main in a couple years. That's got to feel good.
I love what Lawson Craddock said earlier. No matter what, no matter if he's at the Tour de France or we're here racing SMX, it's the journey, it's the story to get there, and everything that these guys put in the offseason. You can see how happy they are. They are absolutely stoked to get in these races.
No, that fool's cold. He's asking for his jacket.
Mechanic for a jacket, because I don't know if I had to put a jacket on.
Justin Hill, man. Might be Justin Hill winning the 450 LCQ.
It is definitely cold here in Houston, Texas. About 40 degrees outside. There you see Schlosser right there. Got some dirt on his jersey. Must have went down earlier in practice. He said, I don't need a new jersey. I'm going to go out there and qualify right into these races.
That's confidence. That's a boss move.
Absolutely. Thury, Schlosser, Jorgensen, and Verola, your top 4. And they can breathe a little easier. Dinner's going to taste better now that they're in the show.
Absolutely.
See the 450 riders getting lined up. Top 4 will make it in that division as well, in that class. Let's go down to Haley.
Thanks, guys. Nick Thury celebrating as you cross the finish line. How ready are you feeling for that first race?
It was good to get it out of the way. Triple Crowns are always stressing me out a little bit, especially in qualifying, and I'm more like a racer than a one-lap guy. So I tried to make it easy, take it easy, and don't really do the mistakes that I did last weekend. So it's good to get that out of the way and get some more track time.
Great work. We'll see you in that first race. That's Nick Thury, winner of the 250 LCQ.
Thank you, Haley. Well done to Dominic Thury, getting that win. Look, a win's a win, right, AC? You're in the show.
No doubt about it. Yeah, he's going to carry some momentum into the night program here, and like he said, feel the sense of relief when you go to the last chance qualifier and you're able to get through. There's not a lot of better feelings in the world than that.
All right, here we go. 450
450
qualifier. Let's go down trackside, Haley.
Well, once again, helping us up the ante for these racers is Rocky Mountain ATV MC with the 450 privateer payout, and that goes to Grant Harlan, taking home $1,000. There he is, you see on that number 62. Kevin Moran's racing KTM. Yeah, Grant Harlan looks ready. And again, if he is in that top 4 and he is transferring to that first race, he's going to get $2,000. That's right, they're going to double that money. So that's Grant Harlan on the line right now, has a chance at $2,000. That RockyMountainATVMC.com privateer payout.
Thank you, Haley. This is going to be a lot of fun, and there is some talent in this 450 last chance qualifier. And at the top of that list is Justin Hill. He's a 250 divisional Supercross champion, and he's in this last chance qualifier. Mitchell Harrison, Cade Clayson, Josh Cartwright, Ty Masterpool. He's won motocross races in the past. This is going to be unbelievable racing. Top 4.
Here we go. 30-second board. Come on, Master Pool and Justin Hill.
32nd board about to go sideways. Let's see where this whole shot comes from. Is it going to come from the middle like it did in the 250s? Like Justin Hill right there from the middle of your screen.
Ooh, mistake by Master Pool.
Not the best jump, but because he was on the inside, and like you said, the next left-hand corner was able to box a lot of guys out, still finds himself in decent position.
Justin Hill in the lead, the 41 of Mitchell Harrison, the two guys that we kind of expected to be up there. And if you're those two right now, you're out front, you're 1-2.
Broadcast
What's
issue.
your thoughts right now if you're Hill? You just kind of experiment for the main event, for the mains later on tonight? Because if you're him, you know you shouldn't be in this race right now.
Well, first things first, if I'm Justin Hill, I need to put a little bit of time on the guys behind me so I can feel comfortable, like I don't have to protect the insides. Look, he already has a few bike lanes, so he's done that, and I really think it is. You just experiment with lines, try some different rhythm sections. But Justin Hill, no doubt he's riding a bit angry because we know we've seen him at the top of the board before in this 450 Premier class. But right now doing exactly what he needs to do to get himself into the night program.
Oh, we're going to have a battle for that fourth and final position. The 208 of Logan Leitzel has
Master Pool and Morant are going at it.
Cole Thompson, Max Miller, Freddie North, Ty Masterpool, you mentioned they all want it. How about Kevin Moran's? He's buried in the pack. He's 10th right now. He's made 5 of these Triple Crown before, all of those through the last chance qualifier. And typically we see him up front off the start, but not here today.
We do. He's got a little bit of work to do. His teammate Grant Harlan as well buried. So if Grant Harlan wants that $1,000, he's got some work to do, JB.
As that Yamaha number 711, Tristan Lane, he nails that triple, is able to get past.
Master Pool up to 7th now.
You see a guy down there in that rhythm lane.
See Cole Thompson go inside in that turn, jumped across the start corner, over the tabletop, a little bit of a different line. But if you're Tristan Lane and Cole Thompson right now, it's time to make moves. You got to make something happen.
Cade Clayson right there on the 784. He's in right now in 3rd place. Cade is yet to make a main event this year, and I'm kind of a little bit surprised about that because Cade typically in years past, he's been a good enough rider to get in main events, really at will, sometimes qualifying out of the heat race, but this season has
oh shit.
He could get it back.
Crazy pass. Miller. Pass on Master Pool. Kind of nasty. Oh, Master Pool just got him back.
You get left behind, but I expect Cade, he's very good, talented on a dirt bike.
Oh, Miller just got him back.
This will go a long way if he can go directly into this Triple Crown.
Or it just didn't. They weren't really showing him. I was looking in the corner of the screen. I guess it turned in and stayed.
Of Freddie Noren and the 66 of Cole Thompson, two extremely great riders. They want some of these two right here. As Clayson makes a big mistake, and that was able to allow Tristan Lane to make a mistake, and Freddie Noren is on the rear wheel of Lane.
Something interesting about last chance qualifiers, when you make the pass, as you see Tristan Lane up the inside of Clayson, makes it happen, controls the turn. See if Cade's going to try to cut under.
Still able to get that triple.
In a last chance qualifier, when you make a pass on someone in transfer position, you have to pretend that guy is Justin Barcia or the most aggressive rider on the planet. You have to pass him and you have to sprint away quick because we know it gets crazy.
Yeah, Justin Hill is fucking flying right now.
There's that rhythm lane right there that Cade made a mistake on last lap. He nails it this time. Freddie's not able to get it. Heart rate is maxed right now. These guys know exactly where they're at as Freddie goes to the inside.
You see Freddie start jumping the whoops now, but you see those
into the tough block.
Into the tough blocks. Cole Thompson on the outside looking in now in the 5th spot. He's got a little bit of work to do to catch Clayson.
Well, if you're Cade Clayson, as he pulls a tear off right there, you have to focus on yourself and nail these rhythm lanes. If you can nail the rhythm lanes for 2 more laps, you're going to the big show.
The hardest part is Cade's an aware guy. He knows that. He knows that right now. But you see Cole Thompson starting to smell blood in the water. He's gained a couple bike lanes just in the last couple sections of the track. You see only 10 seconds left on your countdown clock. Going to be 2 to go for these guys. So Cole has a little bit of time.
Cole has yet to make a
Last lap.
main event. Cade is yet to qualify for one this year. I think it's going to come down to the last lap, and it's going to come down to that rhythm lane that we've talked about all day long, and for good reason, AC.
Absolutely, and Cade right now, this has just got to be an all-out sprint. I talk about it all the time like a broken record, but maintaining an offensive mentality. When you're in transfer position like Cade is, he's very aware that he hasn't made a main event so far this season. The worst thing you could do is just start thinking about the fact that you're in. You got to focus on the guy ahead of you, do everything you can to stay offensive. Makes a little mistake on the single table.
And that's what we were talking about. It's going to come down to that section. That section is going to define this last chance qualifier and potentially the
It's gonna get crazy if he can get close enough.
Anytime you see late in a race and you see the guy in front of you make a little mistake, it really breathes life into you as a rider. You kind of perceive that as a rider as weakness, and you want to capitalize.
Let's see if Cade can get this 3 out of the turn. He goes 3 again. Thompson does it as well.
Cole's going to maybe have one chance in the last turn. He's going to have to do everything perfect to get close enough.
And could Cade pass for third? Is he going to get around Tristan Lane? It's going to come down to this. This rhythm lane right here.
It's got to be, if you're Cade, he goes on, off. I like that move. Consistent rhythm. He's got to hug the inside.
You got it.
Here.
Oh.
Justin Hill gets the win. Mitchell Harrison second.
Good LCQ. All right, I'm going to take a break. Be back in hour and a half, 2 hours.
You like that on-off triple. That's a veteran move right there. I like that.
4? It'll be like 4 o'clock Arizona time. I think the race is at 4:30. Either way, be back like in an hour and a half, 2 hours max. See you guys in a bit.
Pay attention to that lane when you tune in.